tried to click on your screen, thinking that I could unpause the video.
I got it. All right, stream starting. Not stream, I guess recording. So yeah, this is I guess episode 2 of this new series I'm doing. Today I have with me Vace. You want to just introduce yourself?
Sure. An ADC player in the AoE developmental system. Been playing the game for a few years. Big fan. Love Elijah here. Ready to get going as Butterbean.
Yeah. What did you finish? You finished GM last season, right? Or did you finish?
Yeah, I finished around like 500-600 GM.
Okay. Cool. So 80 carry. Interesting to get a different perspective on the game. Like I said, I plan on spreading this out between players, coaches, casters, whatever. So today we're talking about GenG versus Damwon. I believe this matchup happened week 1 of LCK.
I believe so, yes. It's fairly early on in the season.
Yeah, because they're both 1-0. Patch 12.1. Not much change between patches 12.1 and like the patch that they're currently on. What were some big changes between the patches? I think Chemtech Akali people were realizing was a thing.
Yeah. There's a couple changes like that.
I don't think there's anything
when did
else.
Chemsol get removed? It was a hotfix.
Chemsol still isn't fully removed from Broplay, so that's not going to be coming until probably like the next week or so. But in terms of meta, I think it was pretty much the same as it is right now.
I mean, there's Zeri, but
again, that's not being played yet in Pro Play. Yeah,
still disabled.
It's like a situation where like the pro meta is essentially the same. We don't really have to talk about any meta differences between patch 12.1 and I guess 12.2 because that we're on.
I think it'll be mostly the same.
Yeah, mostly the same. All right, so let's see how the draft's playing out right now. Opening up with let me.
Also, Elijah, right? That's a good way to refer to it. Okay, so one thing I could see maybe shifting a little bit is going from like heavy engage support priority to maybe a little bit more prio on caster enchanters.
Do you mean
like maybe the Yuumi, the Karma?
12.2?
Not specifically there, but it's like starting to shift. I think over that time frame.
Okay, I mean,
and it's a fixed patch as well.
I think that people were catching on to the fact that enchanters are just fucking broken because people were understanding that Lulu B1 and Lulu priority was and is good. But then they were just like, well, how do I match this champion? Because if I try to play hook into it, I try to play engage into it. A lot of them are losing matchups, and if I make a mistake, they basically just outscale and just win the game for free.
Yep.
So they were just starting to match with Karma instead. So it started to be Karma Lulu trade, or even just Karma and Lulu ban.
You can miss it here.
And I think
starting a little bit.
Yeah, then Sona and Zillium were coming out.
And this is game 2 of the series, I believe.
Yeah, this is game 2 of the series. Damwon already has a 1. Damwon. Whoa. Okay, Damwon's up 1-0. Okay. All right, that's fine. So, Caitlyn ban on blue side I think is interesting unless you're just going to B1 Jinx. Banning Renekton first rotation. I understand why it's happening. I don't love it. Renekton's just a pick that's going to get you like massive prio topside without really having to play towards it, and you have the option towards it if you'd like. But
so you think they're banning it because they don't want that playstyle to interfere with their plan?
They don't want it. I think they're just doing it because they know that that GenG will put prio on it, and they don't want to have to deal with it on topside. Because one of the only real picks into it that can kind of match it fairly well, I say, is Gragas. Gragas is probably like the best just blind generalist pick that you can pick into it. There are other things that can match Renekton, but I guess if you don't want to deal with it, it's whatever. Banning Yuumi, just LCK's been banning Yuumi ever since last year, and then TF is fairly straightforward. I feel like TF
around the time
is
of
an insane champion.
Around the time of Perks' cat hate tweet. But yeah, Dokdem is I would argue, like much stronger laner and carry potential than their prior ADC. Ghost is cracked, but it's much more like this. So I could see them looking to get Dokdem on a. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. Sorry, I don't know. But could be really good. I could see like a Jinx angle or something like that would be like really solid response to the
it kind of has to be because like what else do you pick here? You pick Jhin maybe, but it's like. Why not just take the free scaling lane with Jinx? Like I know that we've talked about it. It's not like necessarily fully free scaling in some spots, but I personally think that, and this is something I also talked about with other people as well. I personally think that just taking Jinx Thresh here is just the freest thing you can do on the planet.
Oh, absolutely. It's so free. Because Aphelios can't contest the wave prio.
You can literally just do this too. You can just take Thresh plus jungle, knowing that
I think I'm take Jinx and put it mid with Ghost. I don't think so.
Real fucking funny.
Sorry.
Anyway, so we have fucking.
I like this though by them. I like this. I like taking the Thresh. I like that they know they don't have to take the Jinx right away.
Yeah.
So instead they take the Jarvan. And it really pinsters the Aphelios as well, right? Because they don't have the Thresh answer anymore.
Exactly. That's like the main thing. It's like when you take the Jarvan this early, you're like, all right, well, your Aphelios has no ability. The rest of your comp maybe can drop ability. You can take LeBlanc you can take Corki to get out of and deal with Jarvan.
Right.
But naturally they're just going to take Jinx on 3. I feel like they have to take Jinx on 3. There's no way. There's no way this is a Sylas game.
It's just not real.
It can't be a Sylas game, no.
But in all seriousness, though, I do like the answer.
Varus.
I like the answer so far. I'm a little surprised with the Leona, but I think it's reasonable still.
Yeah, I mean, if they were to I think the Leona's fine because like look at it like this, right? Your other options for Aphelios here are Lulu, which is fine, not a huge deal, but doesn't help the mobility problem. Rakan, which has a really shit situation in the Thresh, can help its own mobility, but also basically Rakan wants to play with a bot lane Prio.
Yeah.
So they can make
which he's not going to be able to get with Jinx Thresh.
Well, yeah, he's not able to get into Jinx Thresh. Yeah. So it's like, all right, then just take Leona, look to play for the 2v2, and then if you can manage to win the 2v2, then you can get Prio and roam up, right?
I will say I like what GenG is doing here a little bit in the sense that they recognize that they've picked the Aphelios, and then they've gotten, like, the Thresh Jarvan is essentially saying your Aphelios is not going to be able to be the primary carry. Because if it is, then we'll shut him down. So I like that they're pivoting away from it a little bit with the Leona, giving some, like, other answers, potentially, to other than just like let's just hard invest in bot and let's like force it to work, right? They're not saying that. They're saying like we're okay to pivot a little bit. I like that.
Yeah, and then let's kind of talk about the potential of when they were hovering Vace, which I think is a really interesting pick into Aphelios.
Yeah,
I think it hard wins the lane. I think it pairs well with Thresh, and it would have paired well with Jarvan in the situation.
Yeah.
The one downside is that with Corki off the table, you're not able to go full poke. You can look to take Jace top, but if you take Varus and Jace gets banned, then the question is like, how are you able to kind of pivot your comp? Because then your comp kind of will pivot into a pseudo pick comp without the poke that doesn't feel as good. I guess you could take Zoe into Corki, but Zoe into Corki, it's a fine matchup. You can play it for Prio early, but it's not something that like Corki is scared to play into.
Yeah, that's right. And they would also be aware of that answer.
Yeah.
I think that Jinx gives them more flexibility, if I'm not mistaken.
It does. It gives them way more. And flexibility is something you really, really value on the first 3 picks because that puts them in a spot where there's not clear things they have to ban on 4-5, and then you can really round out your comp on 4-5.
Yeah. I mean, that said, though, I don't hate the Varus. Yeah, it's a good response, I feel like, to what we're seeing so far. But it's a little bit hard with Corki.
I don't hate it, but I think it leaves drafts up to chance. Because like I said, with Corki already picked, and fucking if they just take Jace on a 4-5, what do you pair with Varus to make it feel good to have Varus? Other than just...
Yeah, that's my question. I agree with you. I'm wondering if there's a winning
line. You could take Victor, but it's like, alright, well, Victor just gets outranged by Corki. He's nice into Aphelios, I guess, but he's kind of rough into Leona. So it turns into like a weird situation where it's like, alright, well, what do I fucking pair with this champion? Because normally you could just take... Corki Gragas, and just have Gragas play defense essentially for your poke line. But
makes sense.
Yeah, I don't really know what else you take other than maybe Zoe Gragas. But like I said, Zoe has its own problems, and playing Zoe and Leon is a nightmare. Like,
it feels hard to force. I'm not gonna lie. Like if you're taking it in this situation, I feel like it's a little bit reliance on them fumbling their bans in the next pick.
Yeah.
But,
so
anyways, so we're seeing a couple bans.
Here, we're getting rid of Viego. I don't think that Graves and Viego are something you're super scared of. I mean, yes, in isolation against Jarvan it can be annoying, but I don't understand how Graves Viego plays into Jinx Thresh, especially if you pick picks on 4-5 that Graves Viego also doesn't want to deal with.
I don't think they do, right? I don't think they're scared about them playing into Jinx Thresh. I think that lane's already guaranteed winning for them. It's probably more about the
team situation. I mean, team situations. But
no, that's fair.
Yeah, 2v2 around the map. I understand how it could be for that, but still, I feel like if
I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
I do like Syndra of Expanse though. Syndra would allow them to take full control of mid lane and then just hard play into the Aphelios Leona lane. And that basically denies any chance of Aphelios Leona actually winning the lane, barring any massive mistakes from Thresh Jinx. And I think that's pretty good. Does the same thing.
Yeah, agreed. The Prio is definitely a lot harder to get against those champions, so it makes sense to ban that away.
Taking Poppy here, I'm assuming that's Poppy jungle. LCK's been liking Poppy jungle a lot, actually. Have you been seeing that? I've been seeing a ton of just early Poppy jungle come out, which I think is bad. But just into Lee Sin, into fucking Jarvan.
In LCK, yeah, I've definitely been seeing it. I'm not sure about elsewhere, but
but seeing it only in LCK.
Yeah, definitely in LCK.
Here, I think it's good because you're playing into a Kali, you're playing into Thresh, you're playing into Jarvan. So here, Poppy is fine.
Yeah.
But when they're picking it on just 2 into just when only Lee Sin is showing, I think you're just a bot. Right.
Yeah. I think this is really interesting by them. They show with the Leona that they are considering pivoting, like by giving flexibility by picking Leona, they're considering pivoting away from the Aphelios in terms of their comp, and then they actually double back and they say, okay, actually, we might be able to play for this, play for the play for our backline, the Aphelios and the Quirky, with like the Poppy and the Gragas pick as like disengage. It's really interesting actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's something you definitely can do. I feel like picking a Kali on 4 is not the pick.
Okay. Right? What do you think there is instead? Is, really is there a prio?
No. It's more that there are certain champions that Kali doesn't want to deal with. This being the big one. Right. This being another one, right? You're already in a spot.
Specifically, Akali versus
no. Akali in team fights in general.
In general, okay.
Yeah, because like the big thing that Gragas brings to team fights is he denies melees a ton of access. I feel like that's something we saw a lot in the C9. Who did they play? I forgot who they played. It was maybe CLG, maybe it was someone else. They
picked lock-ins.
Yeah, and unlocking. Darshan picked Gragas on like R5 into like Tryndamere or Kali. And, and Gragas is already showing, and Gragas is literally just like unkillable. They can't do anything because you're playing a fucking melee all-in comp versus Gragas. You hate your life. You don't want to play the game. So it's like, if you're pivoting, yes, Akali can flex into Corki a little bit, but not really, right? Okay. Corki's not that scared playing that lane out. But if you have Akali and you know that Gragas is up, you know that not only can they pick Poppy here, but Poppy is good. You know what I mean?
Actively good.
Like, actively good. You cannot take Akali on R4. I feel like.
So, question for you: is there a better priority pick that you could take there instead of the Akali? Is it a flex? Like,
honestly,
what are you looking for?
Honestly, I know this feels bad. I feel like you just fucking handshake Victor. You handshake Victor.
I think so. Okay. Yeah. I mean, theoretically, it is still a flex to a degree. So.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of is, but yeah, I literally just think you handshake Victor Corki. Because it's just like, Syndra's banned, Vex is banned, you can take LeBlanc if you want to, but then you're playing for mid lane. Because like, LeBlanc isn't going to get prio into Corki. You know what I mean? So it's like, what else do you even take there?
If I'm not mistaken, the Victor does get, is this correct? I think Victor does get early prio until level 6 against the Corki, and then it sort of balances out. They both nuke the waves after like level 7, or is it 9 or something?
It's level 6, Corki gets prio again, and then once Victor gets E upgrade, then they just
E upgrade. They nuke waves.
It's not like a level point. Like most likely you'll be around level 9 because of just the amount of time it takes to get 100 shards.
In that case, I don't hate the Victor here.
Yeah, I think the Victor is just because like Victor gets control on wave 1 just off of how strong his level 1 is off. Right, and the fact that he's going to take area in the lane.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that pick's pretty okay. It accomplishes what you needed to. I think.
Yeah.
Especially with Vex and Syndra gone.
Because they most likely can take Poppy here anyway.
Yeah.
But then, like, what's their 5? Is their 5 still Gragas? It can be. Right?
It's a lot weaker.
Yeah, the Gragas is a lot weaker because then you have Victor. Mm-hmm. And then, if like, let's say they pick Gragas, then your R5 can be, you can just take a tank free tank matchup, you can take the Ornn matchup, you could take fucking, like, there's a lot of stuff, like Ornn with this team comp, assuming it's Victor, is actually very nice. Mm-hmm. Right? There's a lot of things you can kind of pick if they take these same 4-5. And you just don't take this fucking champion, right? But let's then talk about the 5 with these champions.
Yeah, the 5 is very interesting. Like just with what they've already locked in here, taking the Cassidy.
Yeah. Because like you're in an awkward spot now where it's like you have Jinx Thresh, right? That's fine into these two, right?
Yes.
But then you're in like a weird spot where it's like, is Akali gonna get control against Gragas? No, there's no way, right? Is Akali gonna have a great time team fighting in this whole team comp? No, there's no way, right? So it's like, all right, you take Cassidy. But Cassidy doesn't have control until like level 6, 7. And even then, it's not like control, because Corki just kind of clears the wave. Right? It's more that he has some level of kill threat if Corki makes a mistake.
Right. It feels like both a lane answer and also more of like a late game, since they can't win front to back, right? Yeah. If you're just looking at straight up front to back, they no longer win that. So it's a matter of like, do the side lanes matter? Do the flanks angles matter? Yeah. Like in this case, I could argue that they're angles,
looks like
right?
they're essentially trying to play 1-3-1.
Yeah,
and like 1-3-1 with the Thresh and the Jarvan locked, and like this being your 3, that feels fine to play. Mm-hmm. And I guess there is a point where Gragas is not threatened to die, but Gragas will not be able to match Akali on 2 items.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? He's not going to die, but he will have to reset, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, all right, they can't match your 1-3-1, sure, but you're just giving up all pressure early game to do this.
And quirky package timers makes it especially difficult.
Yeah, so it's like you're in a spot where you can't contest first 2 dragons. If you fuck up at all, you lose a third, right?
Yep.
You can't contest Herald because you're playing Akali into fucking Gragas Poppy. So it's like, how do you set up winning lines in this early game other than just hoping GenG can't close it out?
you really have to win through bot. Like you
Yeah,
have to
yeah, you
really
have to
hard
win
play
really
through
hard
bot.
through bot.
And I think you almost have to transition that winning through bot into like almost maybe even a vertical might not even be terrible to give mid something to play towards, a side to play towards. Might make it easier for mid as well. Like I think
I
there's options. I don't know.
Can you vertical into Aphelios Leona as Jinx? Yeah, you can. Jarvan though is an awful level one. Poppy's level one isn't great either.
Well, I don't. Sorry, to be clear, I don't think you actually split the vertical level one. I think you actually do it on the second rotation
On the
if you're
second,
gonna do it at all.
I mean, you can,
With bot prio.
but the problem is by then casting has six.
Yep.
Fucking everyone has six, and it matters a lot less. Because I
Yeah.
feel like
No,
if you're
agreed.
gonna force vertical, the vertical mostly matters. Level one, right?
Yeah.
That
My thought
being
process
said,
is more
Akali most likely
specifically to
just
play
gonna,
for plates
yeah,
on bot. You just
yeah,
want to guarantee that your bot lane is getting plates and getting that like early advantage that you can
yeah.
then.
I get you.
You don't have to get the first dragon, but you probably want to get the first heralds.
hmm
Oh,
How do we feel
if I'm
about
not
bone
mistaken.
plating in this lane as Akali
As a Gali,
against Grog? I don't think it's
I don't
useful.
know.
I feel like
I
it's
don't
not
know.
useful.
Yeah. I don't think it's great. I feel like if the Gragas is cognizant, which he will be after the first time she gets hit, then you'll probably just play around it a little
Yeah,
bit.
we're still taking Taste of Blood Ravenous and ADs.
My one question about the bone plating is does the Gragas playing around it, like having to burn it before trading, actually affect how you
No,
play, or is it for the
no,
gank counter? Like what is
I
it for?
literally just
Right.
think it's what's his name? What's his name takes less HP in certain EW trades, right?
Okay.
Because
That's fair.
he's not gonna be standing in the wave, so the W never takes. And this is actually some tech on Gragas versus melees. You actually
Mm-hmm.
don't take your Q until you reset and get tier.
On Gragas.
You
Interesting.
just go back and forth between EW because Q does like piss damage early on, and if you're not
Oh,
using
that
it to
makes
stack
sense.
your
Yeah.
tier faster, WE actually does really high damage, and the CD and the damage you get from it means a lot more.
Makes a lot of sense. I'm not a Gragas connoisseur, but I will take your word
Yeah.
for it. That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
like if Akali's playing off this knowledge, then bone plating makes a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more sense, but still not a
Sure.
ton. I feel.
I mean, I don't hate that. That does make
Yeah.
some sense.
Yeah.
But is
Yeah.
she really gonna be contesting priority like early? I don't know.
No.
It doesn't seem like that.
It's literally just more for potential all-ins. It feels, or for EW auto trades, right?
Yeah. So the only way this bot lane ever gets priority is if they make it very volatile, and
Oh,
even then
this
it's
is an interesting level
optimal.
one.
It is actually
I
possible
like this
for them
level
to
one
win
a lot.
this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, they just fucking one shot him. I actually like this a lot. I like this a lot. So
Yeah,
Jarvan just
I like
teams up
that.
because here's one thing about the Gragas. Gragas will most likely never have to use TP to get back to lane because he's
Yep.
fucking up, right?
Yep.
This
I've
is a
seen this a
lane
few
where he
times
literally
actually in
just doesn't.
LCK. I've
Yeah.
seen this 2 or 3 times. Specifically that Gragas level one.
hmm
It's definitely an interesting decision. I don't hate that here at all. Burning the Thresh Flash is pretty big.
So I actually I feel like Chovy has to be aware that this is coming, right? Or this can come. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because we know that
Yep.
Poppy's topside pathing towards bot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So his jungler's not going to be there. We know that most likely both junglers are pathing to bot because who the fuck is pathing towards a Gragas Akali lane?
Yeah.
So it's obviously this guy can just go red to mid. Like this gank happens like almost every fucking game in solo queue. Like at the very least, if you're going to be playing for this harassment, play towards this side of the wave. So if Jarvan shows up, he at least has to flash, and you're burning flash for flash, right?
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by this for 2 reasons. One, the ruler awarded right after
Mm-hmm.
the all-in, which sort of implies to me that maybe they thought that Canyon might have started bot side,
Yeah.
which seems really strange to me, right? You saw that the word went down. Chovy's playing towards like the middle of the lane or the top side of the lane even a little bit.
Yeah.
That's really surprising to me, I think.
I feel like part
Yeah.
of it has to be that what I've seen happen with Jarvan as well, and I even see this. I see Winston doing this doing this a couple times for fucking
Yep.
IMTA,
Mhm.
where he'll literally just go red buff, path straight around, straight down to bot lane, and then clear up.
Like one camp back on.
He'll one camp into
Interesting.
bot lane and then clear up.
Huh.
It's something you can do, and what it would do in this game essentially is I mixed up sides. Oh wait, no,
Very
I
good. You
didn't.
mean
No,
the
I
other way
didn't. No, I
around?
didn't. No, I 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 didn't. My bad. I thought Ruler was playing Jinx for some reason. I mixed up sides twice.
No, no,
That's my
no.
fault.
Rulers of Phyllis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rulers of Phyllis. Yeah. So what they'll essentially do in this game is by blowing Aphelios or Leona's flash, it would essentially make the level one trade much less important.
Yep.
Yeah, it essentially
Yep.
equalizes what happens level one if that were to play out that way, right?
Hot wave is no matter what going to push away from the Jinx Thresh right now.
Yeah.
By the way, no matter what, because it's already pulled, and also Jinx can control the wave. Aphelios doesn't get the choice on crashing it.
Yeah. So that's the main thing. They're mostly just trying to defend against this man literally just doing a fucking Winston path and just going straight.
I think the dive is scary, honestly.
Dive is scary on wave 4 or wave 5?
It would have to be earlier. Their ball lane could 2-wave and then just start. It's a really strange timing, but it's like with the Jade 4, there's an option.
The Aphelios Leona dive or the Jinx?
Them getting dope potentially if J4 just runs straight bot. There's an angle. It's a weird one, but there's an angle. So I can see why they would wear that. There's a couple reasons.
Okay.
Anyway, so he does get ganked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just driving being just a one camp mastermind.
So we no longer have flash on Corki.
Yeah. So this is actually something that I think you talked about a lot, is just introducing volatility in matchups. Jarvan literally is just doing this kind of shit around mid lane just to make sure that Corki can't hard abuse the lane as hard as he should, right? Because this lane early on for Cal,
look at it already.
It's a nightmare. Yeah.
Look at the HP already, right?
Yeah, the HP already, and that's what Jarvan just hanging around mid lane.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That's what Jarvan permanently there, right? Which is Yep.
This is what happens if you don't fucking take like a reasonable like if you don't do these kinds of things to make it harder on yourself. Right?
The volatility makes it more playable for Kassadin, which is really nice.
Yeah. So Jarvan now paths up so that Akali can play more aggressive, and because he knows that he essentially has no play to make on bot side.
I also like that he's been so proactive.
Yeah.
Yep. I like this a lot by Jarvan.
Yeah.
Not only for the mid lane, like obviously this might translate to a kill, but I like it also because of what it does for the other lanes, right? Mm-hmm. Like, how do you feel if you're the Leon Aphelios, knowing that you cannot control the wave actively against the Jinx, but also knowing that the J4 is playing this aggro, like through these sides, right? It makes it challenging to play, I think, for bot lane.
No, it absolutely does. It absolutely does. Like
it forces Poppy, I think, to actively counter gank. Yeah. Honestly. Like, or set up for it to be able to.
I also feel like it's really, really smart by the Jarvan, mainly just because he knows that Jarvan essentially only needs level 3 to really impact the map, right?
Yes,
that's like the first part of it. But you're taking away a lot of the early pressure that the Corki would get by just making it so that yes, you're still going to get like this kind of early prio, but because of your waves, because of the bot matchup, you can't really go anywhere with it. You can't go top with it, you can't go bot with it early, right? So what ends up happening instead is it turns into like a situation where, all right, well now, when Kassadin does hit 6, you're like turbo fucked, based on what's going on early on, right?
I don't even think the kill matters too much.
Yeah, the kill itself doesn't matter. It's just that this guy has no fucking sums. This guy has no TP. He's got no flash. So now when 6 comes, he actually has to play a little bit less aggressive off the wave.
But it's a 5 CS difference in the mid lane?
Yeah,
it's a 5 CS difference right now.
Left to its own devices, this can be like a 12-13 CSD.
Oh, 100%, easily, right?
Especially if Corki is just left to control the wave.
Yes, exactly. Also, by the way, I'll say right now, Ruler's doing great in the bot lane right now. Like they're very happy. I think if I'm them.
First reset based off what happened can go really well because he's got sniper gun, right?
Yeah.
So at the very least, he has range advantage early on, and Thresh doesn't have flash, and they burned all that HP early on, right?
So they did actually decide to control the wave, which was good.
And because of the Corki, at least because of the Corki, and they have the word for Jarvan, they can play a lot further up. Right.
Yeah. Also, I will note that they both went longsword 3 pot.
Yeah.
Which, if you're going to play the volatile, it works.
Yeah, you have to go D-ring.
Yeah, you have to go D-blade if you want to. Yeah, if you want to play the volatile. But I will say one note is that if you're playing for the range advantage for Aphelios into Jinx, and you're gonna Thresh does not have flash, right? So you're taking advantage of the range in order to control the wave, because if you just free hit the wave, Jinx will always get control. If you do actually take trades in order to get control of the wave, it's harder because of the longsword 3 pot. Yeah. So over that time frame, Jinx will still have control, because even if you Thresh doesn't have flash and you're both trading autos onto the wave, Jinx will have the AoE and you will not.
Yep.
So that's one thing to know. If it was D-blade start, Aphelios would actually be able to take advantage of range a little bit more in order to control the wave.
Mm-hmm.
I would just take that into account.
Right, so this is just basically Jarvan showing up to make sure they can crash. Jarvan knows that Poppy's in a timer where she'd like to come bot, and with the wave coming out, he's basically just there to cover. And I like that. I think that's good.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I think it's really smart for Poppy to play choices.
I mean, for Jarvan to be there, honestly. Because it's like Poppy kind of has to play towards it, right? For Jarvan,
he
Jarvan
definitely has to.
Shadowing, I feel like that's the important part, right?
Jarvan definitely has options. I agree with that. I think to choose to go bot here, actually, if I'm honest, as Jarvan, it feels like a bit of a Hail Mary to try to be bot here. Like it's not necessary. If that makes sense. Like,
Do you mean right now, or do you mean on the play he was previously?
right now. Before to
Oh
play around it, I think it's wise.
right now,
Yeah,
right now. I feel like in a normal situation, if you're just playing like more casually, I guess, um, you're kind of just hoping the Jinx thresh just plays to crash the wave and get out before Poppy gets
yeah,
back down,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Is this possible with this wave state? No, probably not. No, definitely not. No, because like
You have to stay around for it to get crashed. Yeah,
yeah, you would have to
you
be bot
absolutely
for
do.
it to be crashed. So you need Jinx thresh to crash. So Jarvan has to be bot side anyway, right?
So to be clear, what I meant was I'm glad that Poppy is around bot because I think that if you allow your bot lane to go even, if you play counter gank and you
Yeah,
allow your bot to go even, they're already in an advantageous position.
yeah.
So it's a matter of not letting this,
Not
not
letting
letting
this
this happen.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, Poppy
yeah,
assumes that right now, based
yeah.
off at least camp time response,
Yes,
because she sees her own, she knows where Jarvan started, right?
but
Jarvan
it is
should
canyon.
be worst case scenario, maybe resetting here or here, just to get
Yes,
back,
agreed,
right?
agreed.
But Jarvan actually actively going in to make this kind of a play, while it feels bad for his camps, if it works, it feels great, right?
Yeah, I will
Because
say
now,
I do
yeah,
a change of thought. I do actually. I think I got it reversed in my mind. Sorry, the tubes,
yeah,
but I do think it is good for Darwin to do this. Like in general, to be pressuring around bot right now. I think it's more. It's not. How do I say this? It's not to proactively create advantages in my mind. I think that's a luxury. I think it's more to like salvage a pretty rough state for their bot lane right now, more than anything.
yeah. Because this lane
Yeah.
state this never crashes based off what's going on right now, right?
I mean, yeah, look at the HP, look at the resets,
Yeah,
look at how
yeah,
it's already gone. Jinx
exactly.
should be
Like
more
it
ahead by
never
now.
fucking
Like
crashes.
they need a bigger advantage for this to be playable by now,
Hmm.
essentially. So it's more of a salvage rather than a proactive, like, which I like by the way. I think it's wise. I think it's very
Yeah,
good for to
yeah.
do this.
So
Even if
Thresh.
this doesn't work, to look for it's really good. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful hook, beautiful,
And then I'm getting the kill off of it, and Jinx gets. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good.
gorgeous. They got a good reset.
So this
Nice.
most likely turned into a Drake.
I'd be really happy if they could turn this into a. If they could
Yep.
turn
All
the
right.
reset timer into Herald. I'd really
Oh
like that.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. That's my bad. That's my
I
bad.
don't even care if they freeze the wave. Honestly, as long as they get the reset, I think it's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. That's my fault. They're gonna be resetting and going top.
They don't
Let me
have
see
to, but at the
where.
option, I think is quite good.
Yeah. Let me see where Gragas is right now. I wish I could take Gragas' wave, but I can't.
Yeah, yeah, actually.
Because like I want to see if he's contesting to maybe flip and go bot side, but LCK prefers the five
Mm.
mans instead of their four man plays with top laner bot.
Yeah,
So they're
fair.
most likely
Oh,
just
I
gonna
feel
go
bad for
five man.
Peanut.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's there. He stops his camp, but this
so
is a high
squished.
risk play. They can play out. That can play out a lot. Because if you get the play, you get Herald, you get fucking the Jinx back in
Yeah,
the game. So it feels
yeah.
really really great to do.
I
Right, so
also
Jarvan
don't
just
know
goes
how
to
much
bot
Canyon
now.
actually loses. If I'm honest, I don't know how much Draven actually loses, even just he looks for it. Because if you think about Poppy, what Poppy wants to be doing here, for what I'm concerned, she doesn't want to be in top side right now. Even if
Hmm.
there's an option of vertical, I don't think she takes it. I think she could just play around bot lane anyway.
Yeah,
So I feel like if you see the angle and you look for it as Jarvan in this case, I don't think it's too bad. I don't think
yeah.
you lose too much.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Poppy wants to finish out her camps anyway. She wants to be around bot side
Yeah.
in case
Yeah.
they attempt to crash and can't do it, right?
Yeah. I don't see an invade being high enough value for her
Yeah.
in this case.
So what ends up happening here, right, is Jarvan essentially grabs his red buff. Thresh, I'm assuming, walked to the base with Jarvan.
Oh, interesting. They go to Dragon, yeah.
Yeah, to
Okay.
get vision. Because
Cool.
like the main thing is, Herald is really really nice. But Dragon can also be excellent if you have this kind of a top side, right? We talked about this in the draft. This top side trying to contest fucking Herald against this, especially if it ends up being a 5v5, feels like AIDS.
Yeah, it does.
Right?
Another note is I do think taking the dragon, even if they don't want to get the soul themselves, denying for another
Yeah,
five
yeah,
minutes is also very high value here.
yeah. That was definitely the next point that I had. Like, it
Sorry,
basically
sorry.
bothers me. No. It's fine. You're like,
Yeah,
this is two people, right?
yeah.
Yeah. It's having that extra 5 minutes of scaling. In the grand scheme of things, before you have to take a dragon fight,
Yes,
feels a
yes,
million times fucking better.
100%,
Yeah.
100%. That's so. In general, my thought process for this is that Herald is really good if you're a scaling comp because it gives you immediate gold value.
Yeah.
Whereas Dragon is better for like a team that maybe has a lot of tempo, a lot of like strength early, so that it allows you to play into those scaling comps. But I do like taking that one early Dragon to stall 5 minutes because 5 minutes is
Yeah.
worth more than 400 gold, right, on a carry,
Yeah.
essentially.
I think that if you're a scaling comp, you take first dragon if you can and it's free.
Yes, yes,
But
exactly.
if you lose first, you don't contest second.
Yes, but that's what I like here. I like what you're saying. They took the reset. Yeah, it looked like they might have been going for Herald,
Yeah.
but no, they were taking the reset for tempo, get back on the map, get control of Dragon. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that a
get
lot.
control dragon, get control of mid. It was more get control of mid into bot river, right?
Yeah, makes a lot of
So
sense.
then
It's a
as
good
long as
reset.
Jinx is on the map, at the same time as Aphelios, they can literally just
Yep.
contest wave control, so they won't have access to bot mid or river.
Yep.
Is
I really
that's how
like
it's
that
handled.
reset.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see that.
Okay, that's
Ooh.
a good flash. Yeah, that's a good
Did
flash.
he actually flash the damage?
Yeah,
I
yeah, he
didn't look
flashed the
at the
damage.
flash.
He flashed the damage. Look. Oh wait, did he not flash the damage?
I think he still took the damage.
Is he just that fucking tanky?
I think he's really tanky. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, no, he takes the damage. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
This
He's a
fucking
tanky boy.
champion, yeah. I
All
thought he
right.
flashed it. I
Now
mean,
we
it's,
watch
it's
the
still it's still a
rocket.
good place. It's still nice that he
Woo!
lives,
Okay.
but
He would not have died, but
what
that's
the
okay.
fuck? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
All
with the
right,
W
Dope.
heal, he doesn't die. Maybe even without the W heal, honestly.
A good attempt on the solo kill.
Yeah.
I don't hate it.
So the question is, now that Poppy has Herald, where do they use it? Right? You're looking at 15 plates still up on the map. Can you
Yeah.
realistically force into tower with this Herald? Probably not. No.
Well, who do you want the value on the most?
You
And
want on
or
bot lane.
is there a
You
tower
need
which
it on
instead
bot lane.
gives the highest value? Yeah, I
You
agree.
need it
I
on
think that
bot
in
lane.
this case, the tower like location is less valuable than
Yeah.
the gold positioning. I think it would be
What I
best
will
on
say is
purpose.
now you're seeing a bit more of the effects of Jarvan Joey play, right?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
in a normal situation, this tower is at like fucking 2 plates.
Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
sorry, at like 3 plates right now. Sorry, it's down 2 plates.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
there's a very obvious spot to throw the Herald, right?
Yeah.
Jarvan knowing
But
that,
instead,
yeah,
you know.
this is something
Yeah.
I actually talk about a lot. I don't actually care about Herald that much if there's still 15 plates up and there's nowhere they can realistically use it.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? Like
Like it's not like you have a Caitlyn Lux lane that has like 2 plays left
yeah,
on tower,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think that people over prioritize Herald in certain game states. Um, I'm not gonna fucking lose the whole game contesting a Herald if I know that not only do I have 15 fucking plates up, but 2 of my 3 lanes are just like impossible to use
Yeah.
fucking Herald. Because like using Herald mid is hard enough already, right? If I
Yeah.
just have like a Victor that already has E upgrade and is just fucking AFK clearing his waves, doesn't really
He
give a
just looks
fuck
at you
about Herald.
funny and he can't use
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like, all right, you're gonna get two
Yeah.
points mid. That's great. You're gonna get 2 points mid in a matchup where you're playing against a Victor. I don't give a fuck about that. If I have like a
Mhm.
top laner and I can look to cover that play,
Yeah.
or look to have mid prio and be up there first, or have support roam timer and be up there first, I can most likely cover to be in a spot where worst case scenario you're getting 3 plates. Sure, you're getting 3 plates. It may be on who you want it to be on. But if I have 2 Drakes at fucking 14 minutes, right?
Yeah. It's better entire value
Like
in this case.
I feel more comfortable with that
Yeah.
than you having 180 gold
Yeah.
where you want it, right?
I mean, the bigger point here, right? Like you're saying, is that there's some times where Herald can be insanely high value, and others where it's
Yeah,
not, and that's
whereas
usually based on lane priority, right?
yeah,
Like
it's based
how
on how this
strong
early
is
game plays
actually are
out.
you able to push? Yeah,
Like from
exactly.
the beginning of this game, this Herald is very high priority. But based off what's happened, it doesn't feel like it's that important anymore.
Exactly.
Just
Agree.
based off how the early game played out. Like I feel like
Agree.
people need to be more adaptive to what exactly has happened in the game. I
If
mean,
I'm honest, it feels more like a responsive play to the dragon,
yeah, yeah,
like a
yeah,
cross map,
yeah. I was gonna say
rather than
you get it
proactive
anyway.
decision.
You get it anyway
Yeah,
because of what happened on bot side, because what's happening in the dragon. You can't contest that. But it's
exactly.
like I'm fine with you just trading that all day.
Yeah, oh, 100%. If I'm DK, I'm very happy with
Yeah,
that. Very, very happy with that. Because it's going to be low value, right?
mm-hmm.
15 plates, like you said, it's a relatively low value Herald.
Yeah.
If it was the other way around, I'm sure they would have made the call to go for that instead of the dragon. They had the tempo for
Yeah.
it. Um,
So Damwon is fairly happy right now. I actually think that
I'd be happy.
they're probably realistically closer to being down like they're probably closer to being down like fucking 1,000 gold maybe, or like 500 gold just with like the plates and what's about to happen.
Yep.
This is actually really good notice. You know that your what's it called? You know that your jungler's sitting in top lane. You know that they cleared their fucking top side.
Mm-hmm.
With this kind of a play, Leona, like obviously Aphelios Leona aren't in lane. Gragas isn't in lane. They know that nobody's there. What's the most obvious play that could happen? They make this play all the fucking time in mid laners. They just sit right here. Oh shit,
Yep.
I fucking made that a little too big. But they just sit in Raptors and they just
Yeah,
go
yeah.
directly over the wall. Especially when they're playing Poppy, because Poppy always flashes right here and just ease directly into the fucking tower and they just one shot, right?
Caston's not going anywhere. It's
Yeah,
Poppy. So.
yeah, exactly. So just being aware that this is not only a possibility, but was 100% fucking.
It's a likelihood.
Yeah, like they're on a wave crash. They have Herald. Where else are they going to use it, right? They send 4
I don't hate
waves, so
this.
they turn this. Yeah. So they turn this into 4 plates.
I like that they put so much toward, like they don't just half-ass it, right? They don't throw the poppy there, shove it over
They
the
have
wall,
to.
get the two
Yeah, they
plates.
have
They actually
to.
commit to it, right?
Yeah.
They actually say, okay, we're gonna actually force down like 4 plates here. We're gonna commit resources. I think that's a lot better
Yeah.
than the alternative.
They get
It's a
4,
good
but
decision.
here's the downside: it's split 3 ways
Yeah.
between 2 champions that don't care about having
Yeah.
it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. There's definitely a downside to it.
Yeah,
100%.
so yeah, it's nice that they did that and they cover the play and it feels good. And if Cassidy isn't paying attention, they just take the whole tower. So like that's a
Yeah.
play that you have to make if you're gonna get the Herald. But
Again, it still
doesn't
feels
get
good
to
for
feel
DK.
amazing. Yeah,
Like it still feels good for DK on the whole.
because at the same time, DK is fucking trading
They shoved in
one.
three-way
Yeah,
spot.
they trade
Yeah.
one plate top and they
Stop.
trade
Yeah.
fucking three and they trade two plates 2 plate spot. So it's
And
like
it's on
yeah,
Jinx.
and so they're trading even.
Yeah.
They're trading even. They were up
Right.
100 gold before. They're up 100 gold now.
Yeah. The one silver lining is that the gold is also on Quirky.
Yeah.
So like instead of it being on Aphelios, whereas like Aphelios is probably going to be mostly
Yeah.
a
Corky's
non-factor
up like 200 gold. Yeah.
at some point. Yeah. So it's not great, right? I still
Yeah.
agree with you. I think that DK is feeling really happy with this trade overall. Like everything from the kill translated into dragon tempo, I think is just feeling good for DK
Yeah.
on the whole. Yeah.
And the next Drake spawns in 117. You know that it's Chemtech, so at the very least, you're not gonna have to deal with that Drake if you fuck up at some point.
If I'm honest, if I'm ruler right here, I'm still feeling the positive effects of that level 1. Like it's kind of crazy,
Yeah.
but the ripples of it, I'm still.
Yeah.
And if I'm
The fact
Doktum, I'm
that you're
still
even with
feeling
Jinx
it,
right now.
right?
The fact that you're
Exactly.
even with Jinx right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I feel like mythic to non-mythic is really, really, really important.
It's just like the slight XP and the slight CS advantage. Like it's something that you can feel in this matchup.
Yeah.
Jinx versus Felios. It's an interesting one.
All right.
So I do still like that. I like that proactivity from GenG.
Yeah.
All right. So this is gonna be really interesting. I'm curious to see where this goes with the Drake. I'm guessing it'll be a GenG favored Drake.
And here's actually something really, really, really big that we can actually note mid lane as well. Look at this.
Yeah.
That's massive. Is it a cheap mythic? Yes. But having Cassidy get to 6 for free and deny Corky so much gold, so that he actually has to put gold into this Hex Drinker without being able to finish his first item, feels fucking amazing if you're playing the Cassidy lane here. Because now you're in a spot where Cassidy can now contest Corky consistently on wave. Because if Corky steps too close to actually contest autos and E's and Q's, Cassidy just trades onto him. Corky can't ever Q the wave because if he Qs the wave, Cassidy auto wins the trade. Right?
Yes. Yep. I believe that is the truth, my good sir. I'm not a Cassidy and Corky matchup connoisseur, but that sounds about right. One thought on this is that if blue side stay for the Drake, they're going to be down items, and there could be a fight that erupts from it. Again, like you're saying, the mythic difference mid lane, like these things add up here. They do get a pick. They do get a pick. Okay.
I feel like if they don't do this and they just wait to, I feel like the correct thing to do for Damwon here is literally to just play off of what just happened here.
Yes.
Do you know what
yes.
I mean?
Yes. I agree. I don't think you need the dragon. I think you need the fight or what comes after.
No, not even that. Like even if you want to contest a dragon, right? You play off what happens here. You fucking turn this, and also you have to know that TPs come up in 1 second. But
and your J4 is locked.
Yeah, you play off this into bot prio into entering through bot river if you want to enter at all. Because what it does is it denies Corky a good package angle unless he just wants to package directly across from like behind dragon here, so he can't be on the fight harassing ahead of time. You never want to enter through here with Corky having package. You always want to enter through a much larger choke. Yeah.
And if you're going to, it's not Thresh. It's never Thresh. It's like it's Cassidy, and then you have a lantern for him. But that's a little bit beside. No, I completely agree with you. One thing I'll say is that if you're going to play like you're saying, it should be through bot up through. The dragon's up in a couple seconds. I think that since they're on the map first, they might just get the Drake. But I honestly don't even care if I'm Dom1. I think in this case, you can even let the Drake go, push them out of the river, or just like walk straight through bot because they're going to be down items. You can get tower. Like there's a lot of options for you.
You know what? I thought I had a feeling you were going to say that. I don't think they can go for tower.
You don't think so?
Because I think if they go for tower, what ends up happening is Corky literally just fucking ignores the dragon. They walk down as 5, and they Corky package behind them and force a fight.
I agree if they just run straight at tower. But I'm saying they walk up through the lane prio into river. For contest.
Oh, you mean fucking
like through what happens
here,
bot? Yeah,
and then have Jinx just stay to hit the tower?
Yes.
Okay, so they're zoning.
Yes, zoning.
It's possible. I think that not having Jinx on or close enough for the fight hurts them a lot.
Do you think they contest this Drake then? Is my question. Do you think this Drake is contestable for them? Because I
Based
don't
on,
think it's.
here's the thing. Based if they were gonna not contest the Drake, they would have had to make this decision way earlier than right now. Because if you look at their waves and you look at like the way the map looks, there's no play to be made aside from Drake contest.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
they made the decision to contest the Drake like fucking a minute and a half, 2 minutes ago. You know what I mean? Because if
We're
they
saying
don't,
GenG
then
did or
the map
Dom did?
dumb did.
Dom
They
did,
made
yeah.
the decision to contest this Drake 2 minutes ago. Because if they didn't, this map would never look this way. Akali's at the point in the game where she can now contest Gragas on wave. She can't kill him, like I said, but she can
No,
contest
but
him
you can
on wave.
contest. Yeah, yeah.
Right? Kassadin can also obviously contest on wave. If you're not looking to hard contest this, the map is never fucking
Waves
like
pushed in for the enemy
waves
team.
don't look
Yeah,
like this.
agreed.
Waves don't look like this top. You're looking to force either here or here, right?
And
You're
we saw
never
Dokkan
just
be mobile
yeah
bot as well. Yeah,
yeah, and they're all rotating bot
all
on
of them did.
spawn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
agreed. I think in that case, it might just be a little bit of a timing miscalculation, also mistaken. They probably could have taken it out.
I taking what
It feels a
taking
little bit
the
off.
Drake fight. You
Like
said
if yeah, just pause for a second.
yeah.
Because if they hadn't, okay, so yeah, right here, right. If they want to contest this Drake, that's up in 7 seconds, and their only way to do
They
that
had
is
to
to
be
walk
done
through
earlier.
bot prio.
Yeah.
They had to be there earlier.
Yeah,
No,
they had to be there earlier. Yeah,
yeah.
it just feels like this whole setup is just really, really rough. And a lot of this comes down to it's like the champions that you picked. You're choosing to fight before these champions are ready to fight.
Yes, exactly. That's why I think you can just give it. If I'm honest,
Yeah,
this
no, no,
Drake,
no.
you already bought yourself 5 minutes.
I think it's what we talked about. We talked about earlier.
Yeah,
You absolutely give this. Like,
yeah.
there's no reason to contest this Drake early, especially because it's fucking Chemtech. Like
Mm-hmm.
Chemtech, the stats alone, like
Yep.
the buff it gives you, is not important, right?
Yep,
You
yep, yep.
you choose to give this all fucking day, but it's like if you're going to contest it, you've now done it incorrectly. But that's mostly just due to the fact that the champions that you have. Like
Yep.
Kassadin, while he can contest Corki on wave, is not going to reset before Corki most likely, right?
Yep.
Especially when he has package, he's never going to be there first. Akali is kind of the same way. She can contest on wave after Rocket Belt, yes. She doesn't have that yet. She's not gonna fucking be there before Gragas is, right? And Gragas also has TP on this timer, so it doesn't even matter if Gragas is down there right now because he still can't afford his full mythic. I'm assuming. I mean, maybe he can. I'm not. I don't know how much gold he's sitting on right now.
Press X, smile.
Actually, no, he can't. He can't because he spent 950 and he spent 400 there, and the Kali didn't spend the gold. Yeah, so he can't afford mythic.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense though.
But like you're in a spot where it's like this Drake at its core from where you are right now is not contestable.
I agree.
Like I feel like your best bet is out of base. Literally just sending fucking honestly just sending Kassadin bot.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you send for plates. You send Jinx off and reset for plates elsewhere,
Yeah.
or for Prio
Well,
at least.
but Jinx isn't gonna get plates because they're coming down way too soon. But I
No, that's what I'm
literally-
saying. I'm saying you don't send Jinx bot at all.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
you could
yeah.
you could
I
send
think-
Jinx top perhaps. You could send her
I
mid.
think, I
Like
think
either way,
I
you're
think
getting
you
Prio.
send I think you send Jinx top and maybe you send Kassadin bot. There's either Kassadin or Akali bot. No, Akali gets dove. Akali gets dove after Drake if she goes bot.
It could be casted.
Yeah, it might have to be Kassadin. But the problem is that if you don't send Jinx slash bot, you're essentially giving up a tower trade. Because directly after Drake, what they're gonna do is they're gonna leave Aphelios in bot lane because they know you're not contesting. You're gonna have to essentially force a trade between top and bot tower, which can be fine, right?
I don't think it's favorable here though. I think you sort of maybe hinted at it. I think it's really good if they actually keep it more stable. I actually don't hate them keeping it stable here because they do scale, and giving up the dragon would just be just that, right?
Yeah.
You keep the rest of the lane stable, you give up just the dragon, and then you maintain pressure.
Yeah. The main thing is again, Jinx has to be topside faster, right?
Yeah.
Jinx has to be topside faster because they have to at least try to contest for first tower.
Yeah, if it was right now, it would be nothing. But if it was earlier, I mean, right, maybe.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think the bigger point here, right, is that just giving Drake and keeping it stable could actually be really beneficial for them.
Yeah. Or if you're gonna contest, at least contest through bot, right?
Sure. Yeah, and earlier. Yeah,
Because
bot
like,
earlier.
you don't want to contest through this fucking pocket with.
This is not surprising. What happens here is not surprising, right?
It's obvious. And then fucking Jarvan goes through. They end up trading 2 for 2. Oh, they win this fight.
They do win.
Let's see how they
They
win this
do
fight.
be winning. Let's see what happens here.
Alright, so this guy gets picked.
The thresh pick goes through. I think the package was a mistake, if I'm honest.
Yeah, the package is a mistake. I feel like if he doesn't package and holds this, there's no way they fucking win this fight.
Right? It just pausing like right before we can see for sure that it's just the thresh
like,
pick.
I understand why he packages. They need his damage. No, they don't.
They
They don't
don't.
need
They
his
don't. He
damage.
doesn't
They
take
don't need his
PS. Yeah.
damage. Yeah, they don't need his damage. Yeah, he just makes a mistake on package there. Because like when I see the fight showing up, I'm like, you never win this fight into Corki package coming through this choke.
Yep.
But then Jarvan ults isn't on the package. It's like, all right, well now it looks like you fucking do, right?
Right, because then you need flashes to get out. You need
Yeah,
flashes. You need flashes from the hands. Like it's hard for sure.
yeah. Because all right, this happens. Fucking Aphelios is poked out of the fight.
Like right here. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's okay.
Aphelios literally can't enter, assuming
Exactly.
Jinx literally just plays towards right here
Yup.
and just hits
Yup.
the wave. Aphelios has to go all the way fucking around. He's not there to fight, so it's a 4v5. Right?
And even if it goes longer, it's still winning for red side here. For red side bot lane at least. Because right, Aphelios has to reset. Mm-hmm. He cannot stay in the lane in this condition.
Well, like he can maybe throw an R burn heal to be on a fight, but even 4v5, I don't think they're able to fully enter.
Oh, I agree. In a fight, but I'm saying if it goes after the fight, right? Let's say that it stays neutral. Let's say that it stays non-volatile. It's winning for red side.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're forced to take a volatile situation. Otherwise, it's losing. And they're bleeding because it's scaling, right? So this puts even more pressure on blue side to force something.
I feel like this game, this feels so good for fucking blue side if Corki doesn't package.
Yes, I agree.
Because you have Gragas coming down. Yeah, can Aphelios be there in a timely manner? No, but package should be enough to deny them access.
Yeah. I think it's super necessary for blue side to actually like have this go the way that it does, like up until here. Right up until here, they needed this kind of thing to happen to salvage the situation they're in.
Because I think that normally if Corki just waits, packages fucking here to here, and then just W's over the wall.
Oh yeah, I like that they look for this play. I think it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's good to look for. It's good to look for.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if he just packages from here to here and then just W's back over, and
it's huge. It's huge. Yeah, absolutely.
He's Wing into Jinx's face.
I mean, he could even just hold it honestly. Like the threat of holding it with 5v4, it's really,
he can hold.
Really
he can. This is Gragas. Never mind. He just stays here. He just stays here and just fucking DPSs over the wall here. Yeah. And then worst case scenario, fucking Akali tries to get over. He just
because Jinx can't walk in, right?
DPS. Yeah, Jinx can't walk in. Jinx worst case can stand right here and start auto attacking.
Yeah.
Right, but she's not going to be there because she doesn't have Gale Force or anything right up. She's not going to be there for another 4 or 5 seconds. This happens way too fucking early. Because like I feel like Canyon jumps on Jarvan regardless. Mm-hmm. So like Canyon Showmaker go in here regardless, right? Will Lehens die? Yes, but you don't care about that. Or sorry, not Lehens. Will the Poppy die? Yes, but you most likely just fucking kill both of them.
Yeah, I will say if that does happen, if they commit all those abilities for the support in the jungle for Poppy and Leona here, it's still winning as far as I'm concerned because they've already killed Thresh. Thresh will be dead. The Jarvan will have burned R. And you'll be having Corki DPSing the whole time. Yeah. So you'll probably have at least Showmaker or Canyon will die as well. And then Corki will still have package, and you'll have the rest of the fight still able to play out. Right?
Yeah. Corki has man immune.
It's because of the R threat from J4 that makes this really hard for them to play.
And then Corki has to fucking W out because the guy's taking no damage from package.
Because if Corki didn't go, they would actually be able to play forward, I think. I think they might be able to play forward there.
Yeah.
Instead of having to walk back into Akali.
All right, so now Dommon's in a spot in the game where I actually think they should be able to win out from here.
I think they just win from here, yeah.
You have a 4-0 Cassidy. You have a Jinx that's fairly strong.
Yeah, like, this is a beautiful turn, I will say. Beautiful punish by Canyon.
Oh yeah.
Really, really nice. Yes, it's a mistake, but it's also just a gorgeous punish.
I also think it's a much better angle if Peanut maybe just holds his R.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate that.
But like the question is, if he holds R, do they kill Thresh?
They might not have
because it's not just kill Thresh; it's kill Thresh with just the two of them. Oh, I don't think. I think they do. I think they do.
Think so? It's close.
I think they do. I think it's real close, but I think they do, and then Poppy dies directly after. Because if they hold R and then I guess if Poppy dies directly after, then holding R doesn't mean anything.
I don't hate him using R on that. I don't hate him using R.
It's fine. All right, so
all that said, it's a good look by blue side. It's a great punish mechanically from Canyon and from Showmaker. It's a really nice punish.
Right, so blue side's looking for control over top side for second herald. They're basically just trying to play for first tower here. They're there first. They have control, in exchange. Yeah, that's correct.
So,
In exchange for
Elijah, what do you
Nightmare.
think? If it's front to back, do you think Damwon like that? I mean, right now it's a little bit hard because 4-0 Caston, but if we're just looking at a 5v5, I feel like it's still almost a little bit GenG favored if they're just keeping it front to back. The second it breaks, it's hard, but if they can keep those lines, I think it's not bad for them.
So I think that if it's a straight 5v5, it is okay for GenG. I think GenG likes it a lot. The main thing is though that you don't really have a great way to engage, right?
Yeah,
Because
agreed.
if
It's coming
Peanut,
to you.
if Peanut, Gragas, Peanut Doran actually actually go in, what ends
Yeah.
up happening is the inevitable flank happens between these two, right?
Yes,
And
yes,
they're
yes,
just fucking
exactly.
dead. So they have to be in a spot where the only real way they can win fights is just posting up around objectives like they're currently doing, and just
Yep,
standing there as five, saying you can't walk into us or you die,
yep,
right? Because
agreed.
then, like, let's say hypothetically they're posting around a fucking dragon, right? You have up here, you have fucking Kassadin here, you have Akali here, right?
It's unplayable for set.
If they're
Yeah,
posted up as five right here, and the three is just sitting there watching them, you just walk at them, right? You
yeah,
walk at them and you just win the fuck, and then
yeah. They die. They can't play.
and
Yeah,
then you're in a spot where now Gragas and Poppy can engage because they're so far back
exactly.
and so
Exactly.
far away from the fucking thing.
Exactly. Yeah, agreed.
And if either of these two misstep and step too far forward to keep threat on, you just turn on them. You just turn on them in one shot.
Agreed. I think it's just an interesting question here because at what point does that change? Like, is there at what point and how does that change? It looks like their setup here is good, and it looks
Well,
like even with the gold difference, it's still playable.
the only real way that changes is if they have side lane control, and then
Exactly. Yep.
just deny the fight entirely. This
Yep.
is why these two Drakes mean a lot. If they deny the fight entirely and they just have side lane control, then you're in a spot where it's like, yes, you're posted up as five around an objective, or maybe four because you have Gragas maybe matching Akali, right, with
Right.
TP. You're posted up as five or as four around an objective, and it's like, all right, you have four there, Gragas is bot, we both have TP. If you overstep Akali TPs,
Yep.
right, and then the fight feels fucking bad for you.
Which is
If
why I like this by them,
yeah,
by the way, because it's like they're taking advantage of a timer where
yeah.
they were off the map and they didn't get to set up sidewave top.
hmm
So
I mean,
I
like
think it's
Akali is currently taking bot tower, which I guess feels good. And it's like
oh yeah,
I feel like Damwon is literally just ahead here because yes, they're posted up here. Yes, they're doing this, but they're doing it so late that Damwon now has mid control. Damwon has bot control. They're gonna get first tower. So what's the point in this fucking Herald other than just opening up the map mid?
no, I agree with you. I think
You
if
know,
anything, it's a response. I think it's a responsive play. I don't think it's proactive, but I think that it's not. How do I say this?
The
If there's
question
three
is,
roads,
yeah,
sorry, if there's
sorry,
three roads and one of their option is to, if Genji is going to be proactive, right? It doesn't look like this. If they're going to be reactive, it looks something like this. And if they're going to just roll over and stop playing the game, they're not going to be doing this at all, right? It's so I like that they're still trying to like respond to the side lanes by doing something that plays to their team conditions. So I like that, but I still favor DK in this case because they have the like
yeah.
it's they chose the play if that makes sense. They chose the playbook.
So
I know Genji are playing into it.
here's the issue that I have with what you just said. I don't know. We don't know for sure because of the replay that was happening. Gen
Mhm.
G is on the map first.
Can
They
we,
got wiped at
can
Dragon.
we check?
So if Gen G's on the map first, how do they still end up in a spot where Damwon has the better play? Damwon has the better play. Damwon has more tempo. How do they end up in a spot like that? They're only down 1,000, right? And the 1,000 is on
That's a good
Kassadin,
question.
yes, but it's
Yeah.
like if they're on the map first, they're able to hypothetically get set up on their waves first. How do they end up in a spot where they're losing first tower bot? Where
Mhm.
yes they get the Herald, but they've lost mid prio entirely. I mean
They brought
that
Gragas,
may just
right?
be Jinx existing. Yeah. They brought Gragas. They brought five. They brought five.
So do you think that's a mistake? They should leave Gragas spot
Yeah, I think they
in this
leave.
case?
I think. Well, I think I think they if they leave Gragas spot, then they mostly have Poppy, just kind of playing post, which I think actually is fine. Yeah, I think they just leave Gragas spot. They leave Gragas to match the Akali.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. I
they
don't think
leave
there's a
Gragas
big
to
reason.
match the Akali, and then what they do is they fucking they have Poppy. They Poppy going this way, right?
Mhm.
They send three to push out mid. If they
Mhm.
can realistically, can they push out mid as one, two, three into
Mm,
these
it's
three?
hard. It's hard. Aphelios has to be willing to burn flash.
Yeah,
But
it's really hard. It's really fucking hard.
if I'm honest, I think they bring Gragas because of the gold advantage. I think if
Yeah,
there's not a big gold advantage like there is, then Gragas stays bot.
yeah.
I think that's probably what's going on here.
So then, yeah, then they're in a spot where they just kind of have to agree to just lose first tower and
Yep.
trade it for map pressure. Because if you get this, you're able to open up mid, which means you're able to then look for plays in these angles.
Which matter a lot because you're
Yeah.
playing into 1-3-1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You
that's
get
why I
full
don't think it's
control of
terrible.
that. Yeah, that's fine.
So was the disagreement that this was a non-proactive play, or was the
No, sorry. The disagreement, the slight disagreement was that what's it called? GenG like fully chose the play. I think it's what it was. Because it's like,
Oh,
you
yeah,
choose
I
a play
don't
where
think they
you're
fully
just
trust this.
behind. Yeah, I think it's just probably the best option they
Yeah,
had.
I think DK is just winning, and they're saying
Yeah,
like, "What is our best option here?
and
Maybe
it's
this.
just to
We break
force
mid, we get
this.
options."
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Which I do. I don't hate bringing Gragas here. If I'm honest, I think it's kind of necessary given how ahead they are.
This is,
It's
that's
rough. Yeah.
rough. Yeah,
Oh, he blocks the iron at least. Oh,
yeah, he still dies.
it's rough
Let me
out here
slow
for the
this down
Vace.
to one for this fight.
Yeah,
All right, so.
it's not even on vision.
And no,
It's
it's on
just like
vision. It's on
leftover
vision.
vision from
It's
minions.
on
It's
vision. Yeah.
leftover vision from minions. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's what I mean though. It's not a ward. It's like
Okay, yeah.
residual vision from minions.
So this guy just fully fucking dies here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if Chovy dies, then they actually just lose. I'm pretty sure they just lose
Yeah.
out on
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
why
They don't get the
which is
Herald.
why they choose to take the fight because they just don't get the fucking Herald. Yeah, Cassidy dies. That's a big shutdown for Gragas, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah. Still get the stun. All right. Canyon's just over the wall. I feel like Canyon actually just fucking dies. So Gragas play is actually excellent here. I think.
Oh yeah.
Gragas is the only reason this doesn't turn into a fucking 5 white per Jinx.
Yes. Agreed. It might still turn into a 5 white for I'm kidding.
No. All right. That's close. That's close. Yeah. Yeah. So they trade 2 for 2. Never mind. 2 for 3.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth it for them to force this fight, or do you think it's better for them to just give the heralds and play slow?
It's
with the Kali getting bought?
It's worth it for them to force the fight.
Okay.
It's
What are
definitely
your
worth
thoughts
it
on
for them
that?
to force the fight. The reason I think it's worth it for them to force the fight is literally because if they don't, and they're not able to get Herald, what ends up fucking happening is they just lose full control over the map, and then the 1-3-1 situation that we talked about before gets really, really difficult for them. Because Kassadin's obviously already at the point where he can just threaten Corki in 2 rotations.
Right.
Right? Corki dies in 2 rotations. We're aware of this now. Right?
So that advantage, though, is situational, right? So imagine he didn't have that advantage and that this wasn't an option necessarily. It would probably be a very different game, but it's sort of fortunate for them that this is precisely
if
what
Kassadin,
happens.
but the problem is if Kassadin doesn't have this advantage, then GenG is winning the game right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. The point is more just like it's a very specific circumstance where they get to like take advantage of that precise like window, you know, like the casting window onto like turning it into a
I think that normally this window still exists. It's just not happening at 16 minutes.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's usually happening
So they
around
still get
20.
the heralds.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
see. So contesting the herald is worth that, like worth that trade off.
Uh-huh.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because if you're slowing down the game, essentially, even though you're trading kills, it's still slowing down the game. I think by denying heralds. Agreed. Oh my god. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But would you say that's what you're thinking as well? Like by denying the herald, the trade of kills is actually like high enough value
For
them
DK?
to go for that. Yeah.
Yes.
For DK.
Yeah. DK's fine doing this. I feel like DK's in a really great spot if Doran doesn't get the Gragas play that he does.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because assuming that Doran doesn't play that ult perfectly, because you look at the ult he actually gets. Like he gets an ult that simultaneously knocks Jinx out of the fight and knocks Thresh into death. Like if he doesn't get this exact Gragas ult,
that's beautiful.
Yeah,
oh, that's beautiful. Wow.
If he doesn't get this exact Gragas ult, Damwon ends the game on this play.
Yes.
Right.
It's a really nice R.
Yeah.
Doran played out of his mind in this way.
Yeah, that's literally all it is. Because before that point, this is a fucking Jinx. Just
it's a Jinx quadra.
Yeah, this is a Jinx like 3, 4, 5 kills, right? Yeah. And then the game just ends on that play. But instead, it turned into a 2v2 or 2 for 2. It could have been a 2 for 1, but again, Jarvan gets a good ult, right?
I think exactly. The bigger point here as well is that like, just you can feel how much GenG are on the back foot here, right? It's like they're forced into a play where they have to exactly. It's full reactive, and even in this situation where they make an insane play mechanically, it still feels like they're on the back foot at the end of this, even though they turn it into a winning, like essentially winning play. Yeah. It's 2 for 1, right? Like or 2 for 2, sorry.
Right, yeah. So let's see what they're doing with their waves off this.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Because this is like the one downside of these fucking replays. You don't get to see wave plays directly after.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah.
It kind of sucks. Looks like.
Timed in for.
Yeah. GenG either caught a wave or the wave just died to fucking tower and is finally coming out. They got mid. GenG is now getting mid prio. Before that, DK had mid prio, and they probably entered through here, if I had to guess.
That's
Just due to
bounce
the
from Macaulay
mid
crash.
exists. Yeah, and then this bounce from Macaulay crash on bot side. So Corki is now pushing that out and looking to probably trade the second tower. Damwon just gets second row trailed easy. Yeah, that's not contestable. Yeah, they know it. So they're just playing for bot side vision control then. Looks like they're going to be sending 4 down. I feel like Leona should be looking to get vision here with Aphelios on bot side. On bot side, not dragon, bot side fucking jungle here, correct? But I guess they don't fully need it if Gragas just shadows, so it works.
Yeah, I just feel how desperate GenG is here. If I'm honest, like that's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
They get a good crash. They hovered to make sure it would go through. I don't mind that.
On the
but again, you just
Cassidy is just
like you're just so happy if you're casting a Akali right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's right in your wheelhouse for how you want this game to be going.
Yep.
It's really nice.
Because now they're forced into playing side lanes for a while, and you know that you know that your side laners just went out.
And you can feel the difference, right? Like imagine if mid lane hadn't. Imagine if they had gone through with the play that Damwon hadn't stopped it. They got the herald, they get the crash around this time or maybe 30 seconds earlier. And that mid tower is not there anymore. And they're able to play in a little bit more. It feels quite different, I think. Especially for Jinx Thresh here. For the 3-man, it's a little bit harder.
Do you have package right now? Otherwise, this play just feels so doomed. I'd
be surprised.
No, it's fine. No, this play's fine. Never mind. This play's fine.
It's a minute 30 before Drake. I'd be really surprised.
If not only is it a minute 30 before Drake, look at their waves. They're totally fine to make this play. Mid lane has prio. They're resetting. Bot lane's pushed out.
I don't hate it.
Yeah. They're literally just delaying.
It's a window, right? It's a window. It's not a problem.
Yeah. You can look if the guy's not paying attention. Maybe you get a play, but worst case scenario, you just delay this guy's reset.
I don't believe the investment is too high either from Doran. Because their mid lane just got shoved, it's hard for Akali to push up that last wave as well. I think that's something that we're cognizant of.
Because they can just push it out and walk down.
Yeah. It's not likely that they do that, but it's definitely a possibility, and they have to respect that.
Yeah. I like the fact that they're essentially choosing to play side lanes by posting both their solo laners in one lane consistently, and just kind of trading towers.
Yeah, I think it's a better option than the alternative.
Yeah, it's one of the most things you can realistically do right now before the next dragon fight. You just want to make sure you're getting as much gold as possible before the spike goes down. Corki just shoves this in, and I'm assuming resets unless they're looking to knock.
It looks like they're not going to contest it.
Yeah, they're not going to contest.
Okay. I don't hate that. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. I think it's reasonable given how far behind they are. But if they're going to do that, there's no way you can contest mid.
Yeah.
It's not an option. So
yeah, this guy just has to leave mid lane. Like this actually happens a lot, weirdly enough, in both Korea and China. When they're overlining one side of the map, the AD carry just or whoever's there just feels like they can just continue to wave clear, like they're not going to make a play. Because like I'm assuming that what Aphelios thinks.
I'm guilty of it.
I hear you. Yeah, I'm assuming that what Aphelios thinks is that fucking Jarvan, Cassidy are walking here and here. They're getting vision in bot side, right? They're setting up vision. Maybe Thresh follows after, gets like one more word down, right? But like as soon as Gragas shows that he just goes over the wall, obviously you're getting fucking dove.
Oh yeah, every time.
I don't know. Maybe he's just giving his life for the wave. But I still
that
doesn't matter though. I just don't think it matters. Because it's like you're showing for top. Yeah. I mean he gets the wave, but like not really. No, he doesn't actually.
He still gets tower. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, does he even actually get the wave? I think he gets it, but the tower's like 2 hits anyway.
I don't think it's worth it at that point.
Yeah.
They're giving up mid tower by doing this play, which is it's fine. It's a decision. I don't love it, but it's a decision. Because again, we're playing for side lane towers in a game where our 1-3-1 is losing, right?
But
it's a little bit.
Here's the upside of side lane towers, right? If they're consistently putting Gragas Corki in the same lane so that they can actually get the push out. What getting these deeper side lane towers does is it buys them more time between needing to contest a push.
I see. So it's because they can push farther on the initial.
Yeah, they push farther.
Bouncing back, they have more time.
Larger window. They have a larger window.
Sure. Yeah, I like that. I think that's really reasonable. Maybe it's an extra 20 to 30 seconds if I.
Yeah. Basically just an extra waves worth of time.
Yeah. That could be meaningful, yeah, for sure. 100%. I don't hate that.
So they're just
But
they're looking to to leave a mid tower they can never contest anyway in exchange for getting a larger time window.
so if we're respecting properly, we give we give outer mid, we defend inner, and we defend inner bot.
Yeah.
No, they have heralds. Never mind. Well, we do still contest. Okay.
I'm not actually fully sure, to be honest with you. I feel like
I think giving that one is
yeah,
more or
it
less.
just feels weird. Oh, GenG doesn't contest Soul. Alright. My bad. This is why they're not contesting Dragon. It's Cloud. And Cloud means nothing to this team.
Gotcha. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I also missed that detail.
Yeah, I missed it.
That's
Alright, cool. So they just decided they're just no longer contesting Soul. The best thing that could happen to them is Elder coming up, and they can flip a game on it.
Yep. So then it's up to DK. I'm curious to see what they decide on this. Since it should be their decision on whether or not the Elder comes up earlier or later, I'm curious to see what they decide.
It's not actually fully their decision, right? I feel. Because in order for it to be their decision, they would have to be able to force Baron, which they can't in a 5v5 without having like full wave control, right?
Can you expand? Because GenG would have to take 4 Drakes for it to be.
No, yeah, I get that, right? So the main thing is, if GenG just kind of posts up around Baron. Sorry, give me 1 second. If GenG kind of just posts up around Baron, while fourth Dragon's coming up, I don't think Dom1 can actually just 5v5 contest, right? What they can do is they can stare at them and they can play through sideways, right? So if the sideways aren't where they need to be when Baron comes up, GenG can essentially say, we're just gonna fucking flip the game on this Baron.
Go down, bot lane specifically.
Yeah. Go down and get Dragon to be able to offset this play, right?
Yeah. My question is, are DK able to decide that, are DK able to put themselves in a position where they don't have to take that Dragon when GenG are contesting Baron and instead just push out? And would that be a play? Or secondarily, would they be able to actually contest the Baron by playing flanks? Like, those are the questions I think that
yes, they can push out, but like I said, if they don't have side wave control, which I guess in some level they should, if they don't have side wave control,
right? Does that favor one or the other?
Yeah, I mean, I guess Dom1 can literally just choose to not take the Dragon and only play waves. GenG will most likely still take it, right? But I also think no. So we'll most likely still take the Dragon.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Dom1 is also very happy with just not having to play into level 16 Corki and Aphelios, right? So I feel like it still probably benefits Dom1 to just take Dragon and play for a fucking 30-minute Elder, right?
It just depends on the timings for Cassidy, Jinx, and Dakali, you know?
Yeah, because I feel like Cassidy's going to be there at this rate. Cassidy will be there. He's level 13, right? By the time Elder comes, Cassidy's going to be there.
Yeah.
Akali should also be there.
Yeah, so I think they just take it.
I think they just take it. They just take it.
Yeah. I think looking at the timings more specifically, I agree with that. I think they just take. I do think they could give one Baron.
GenG just gives it.
Yeah, they might have to give one Baron if GenG force it, but other than that, it should be good. Or Dom1.
All right, so they're just basically forcing all this tower with package. So
I actually do like they took that top tower, by the way, that inner top tower, especially when we're considering the Baron take as their option. They are on a timer, and I think that taking that tower makes it a little bit easier for both the reasons I said earlier.
Oh, this is fucking massive. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh my god.
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Let me see this. So
they forced the 5v5.
Yeah. Set up on this ahead of time is having vision on. Having vision control over here, so that guys can kind of just do whatever. They can't.
Really nice.
They can't walk in to contest this because of Corki package.
Really nice.
If they ever actually walk in and contest this vision or contest the Gargan stall, he just gets they fucking get ulted and then Corki just packages everyone and is fucking dead, right?
Really nice.
Very similar on this angle, which is the same reason that Jarvan dies.
Yep.
Right. They have to be posted up as 5 right here, but if they're posted up as 5 right here, then all that happens is Corki just loops around here after the tower goes down. I don't know what the timer on Corki package is. It is okay, so it's like got another 20 seconds left, right? So after the tower falls down, Corki literally just fucking loops around, posts right here, and then they're in a spot where it's like, well, we can't send here either. We have to just give both towers for each one of the 20 seconds, right? So
if you're DK, what do you do here? What do you think is their heads up play? Like, what's their proactive play? If we can go back like 30 seconds or something, but like, what is their proactive play?
Well, their waves are fucked. Their waves are fucked. So the most proactive play they actually have is the second Corki package goes down, engage.
Hmm?
Right? But they
Do
need
you know the
Jarvan
timer?
alive to do that. Yeah, we do. We can see Corki here.
So it's like 15 seconds?
It's about 20 seconds.
20?
It's 1 minute total. So straight down
Okay,
would be
20,
30
yeah.
seconds. It's about
20,
25
20.
seconds. 25 seconds.
20, 25, yeah. Sure. Okay.
So it's the moment Corki package goes down, you engage.
Gotcha.
But the problem is here that Jarvan gets picked. If Jarvan doesn't get picked, this play never happens the way it does. Right?
Yeah,
because this guy gets fucking picked. Now package is used for a pick. This is what I was talking about, where they can't enter either side jungle with Corki package up, because Corki just fucking forces a kill on them if they do that, right?
I actually don't hate what Donlon was trying to do initially. Like, they're trying to hold space as long as they can, like sort of on the knife's edge, right? Hold that space so that like they can stall the push timer.
Yeah.
Just long enough that they can force the engage and make them overextend for it.
I think it's fine. I just think Canyon is just up too far.
Agreed. Completely.
If Canyon is like here, then he's not under threat from Poppy or Corki.
If he's out of Poppy range, I think it's winning.
Yeah, as soon as he gets into Poppy range and Poppy just hits him with slow, hits him with ult, obviously Corki just fucking one-shots, right?
Yep. Yeah. But I like what both teams are going for. I think it's just a little bit of a mechanical thing, spacing thing there.
Yeah. Because no matter what, they get the first tower because of the Corgi package, right?
Yes.
The question is, can you play it well enough for them to stop get second tower? And the answer is yes.
Exactly.
The answer is yes. Because like right here, there's no fucking reason that Jinx is defending it this close. Like after Jarvan gets picked, you lose this second tower.
Every time.
Yeah, you lose the second tower. You can't defend this.
Every time. Yeah. I do really like what they're going for, DK, though. I agree the best play is to play in after the package without anyone getting caught. Looks like a couple mistakes there.
So now
good idea.
Like you turn into a Baron.
Yeah, it definitely should.
They're
definitely in a position for it.
So this is just a big mistake by fucking Jinx and then fucking Canyon being where he should have been.
Yeah.
Because other than that, I think like the idea they had was, like you said, it was good. It was good.
Yep. Agreed.
But now because of that, they just lose this. I think that Akali and Kassadin should be.
Oh, they're still playing in here?
Oh, they're playing for this fight. They feel like Kassadin.
Wow, they're playing in here. All right.
And he has to flash out immediately. This is so rough.
Oof. I mean, they're buying a lot of time, but
they're buying a lot of time, but the time doesn't actually mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. If Kassadin dies, it doesn't mean anything. If Kassadin can stay alive,
this is the 5v5 we were talking about.
Yep, exactly.
Right? Like this is something where if they're posted up, they can't take it. Not only that, but they're down a jungler, they're down Jinx. They can't take the fight. Like they're doing it because they know that they most likely lose the game if they get Baron.
If they get Baron, yeah.
But like, it's just unfortunate. Like your best way out of this. I hate to fucking say this shit, son of a bitch.
All right, let's hear it, Elijah. What's the take?
So something RJS said yesterday was actually very accurate.
Okay.
He put out a video yesterday about how people are viewing scaling incorrectly. Mm-hmm. And one of the points he made is something that I've also talked about a bit, is that if you can't fight the other team 5v5, then don't fight them 5v5. Play to your comp strengths, right? I feel like you don't necessarily outright lose this game if you lose Baron, right? You don't. You still have sideline pry. You still have the ability to play through sideline. You don't actually have to fight them outright 5v5. Will the Baron force you to contest 5v5 for a little bit? For about what's the Baron timer? 3.5 minutes? 2.5 minutes?
The timer that it's like on champions?
Yeah, that's on champions.
I thought it was 2.
It's 2. Okay, so 2.5. 2.5 minutes. There's 2.5 minutes you do have to contest, right? But if you survive that 2.5 minutes and say only lose an inhibitor, say you're probably gonna lose mid inhibitor off this, right? You lose mid inhibitor, that's all you lose, right? After that,
it's 3. By the way, sorry, just checked. It's
3. All right, my bad. 3 minutes.
No, you're good.
So after that timer, you're now in a good enough spot where you can continue to just play sidelines, knowing that no one can match Kassadin, no one can match fucking Akali. You don't have to fight them 5v5. So if you lose this Baron, there's a chance you don't lose the game. Do you still probably lose the game? Yeah, but you have an angle to actually play towards your comp strengths. This is a 1-3-1 comp. Play it 1-3-1.
Yes.
Don't feel like you're forced to 5v5 them. You have 3 Drakes. You know what I mean?
Completely agree.
Like you can just sit back and just play on every Drake timer. Just play sideline. Right?
No, completely agreed. It definitely feels like a Hail Mary, right? Like they see the Baron going down and they make a decision. That decision is definitely higher risk, right? It's not a low variance play. It's a very high variance play, right?
Yeah.
But I guess because they feel like it's slipping, You know, they feel like their control is slipping, so then they take a high variance play. I think that's a pretty frequent psychological thing when you
get stressed
in
about
league,
it.
right? When you have an advantage and you feel like it's slipping, you start to take higher variance plays for a time. And that's something really important to keep yourself in check on.
Yeah.
Sure.
And also, like, understand the way your comp wants to play out the game. It's something I talk about a lot with players. Like, understanding the way that your comp wants to play out the game is really, really, really important.
What you're saying is super accurate. Completely agree. Completely agreed.
People,
like you said, the game's not lost, right?
Yeah,
it's not lost.
Is it really bad? Is it probably lost still? Yes, but it's not over.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It's a higher probability. You have a higher probability of winning, I would argue, by playing to your comp strengths after this.
Yeah.
Then it's like, let's say it's like, we don't know the exact numbers, right? But let's say it's like maybe you have a 30% chance instead of like the 5% chance of them fucking up and you winning that fight. Yeah. It's LCK, right? Like, they could fuck up the fight, sure, but how likely is it? When their comp is better for it and they're in position.
So now Caston's playing side lane and Akali's playing flank. All right, that's fine. And Caston's going to loop back to contest because they're up against Baron. They have to.
Yep.
All right. So look, even with this 3, because you have fucking Thresh, you have Jinx, you have all this stuff, right? Will Jinx struggle against poke from Corki? Yeah. So you can't like hard contest. But you can contest enough that you don't lose the whole game off of it.
That's why I love Dokdom, because he still looks for the W on Corki, even when he's dodging all the
Christ. They actually get the pick on Corki. Corki is this an overstep from Corki, or is this just a good play from
I want to see this again.
Yeah, let me see it again. Yeah. All right, so Corki is looking.
Oh,
this is
the
just
frost.
This is just a good pick from Showmaker. Yeah, this is a good pick from Showmaker. He saw an angle. Corki stepped just a little too close, and he got in fucking Frostfire range. Frostfire,
gorgeous. And getting Corki specifically changes this whole dynamic for the next 30 seconds.
Now they can't poke.
Yep.
So Baron actually does a whole lot less, and now Caston can play side lane again.
Also, if you check Aphelios' guns, they actually affect this quite a bit. If you have white-green, you can play a lot more for poke than you can with white-red. White-red is like... Corki, he's trusting Corki to play poke. Yeah, he's trusting Corki to play poke, and he's playing like, in case the fight happens, I'm ready for it.
Kind of thing. Because from what I understand, white red is like the optimal DPS, right?
Optimal DPS at close range.
DPSing fucking tower shit like that, right?
Yeah, at close range, at melee range, yes. If you're playing at any extended range, white green is still very high DPS.
Yeah, because you're just getting poke off and turning that into fucking crescendo.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. But considering that they have to walk into him, and the champions that he would be hitting could be at melee range, I think the highest DPS he could go red-white, because they're winning at anything longer anyway. If the fight is longer range, they're winning anyway. So he's playing for when the fight turns into a melee range, it's going to be. He has the weapons for it. It's good. But in that case, once Corki's dead, right, then they lose that ability to play the way they want to on the towers. So.
Please don't tell me they're contesting dragon. Please don't tell me they're contesting dragon. Oh wait, no, they're not. They're not.
Thank God, man.
Jarvan's hovering Caston right now. That's good.
This is a great game, by the way. I'm really enjoying this one.
Yeah, this is solid. Yeah, Jarvan hovers Caston. This is the way they should be playing it out. Perfect.
Beautiful. Also a note, Hoya. Hoya, the top laner for DK right now, he used to be the top laner for Frederick Brion. Really solid player. I'm glad they picked him up. I think this is I'm very excited with this top lane matchup to see it again. See Doran versus Hoya again. It's a good one. Yeah. Both really talented players.
All right, so Chovy is looking to stop the tower from going down. I don't think he actually... Oh, wait, maybe he can. Yeah, he just has the damage. My bad. All right, so this is what I'm talking about by like just playing to your comp strengths, right? They play to the Caston lane. They have fucking drive and hover. As soon as fucking Chovy makes that mistake and gets picked, they're now in a fucking spot where it's like, all right, you essentially got 2 towers at Baron. You didn't get an inhibitor. The map is opened up fully, so you should have full jungle control over whichever side you want. But that's not necessarily going to... It makes it harder to split, but it's not going to end the game.
Yeah.
Right?
That's how it's huge.
Yeah, because what getting fucking control over whichever side that you actually want does is it makes it harder for you to actually play in long lanes, right?
Yes.
Because let's say you're right here pushing a wave, all of a sudden they're fucking playing through this angle, right? Or they're playing through fucking this angle, and you're running away, you get picked no matter what, right?
Yeah. I think conversely, like you're saying, it makes it easier to push out those side lanes, and since they have those side towers down, it takes longer for it to push back out, so the threat is actually averted. Like it's sort of the offense is the best defense kind of thing.
It's more
It's
what ends up
partially averted. Yeah.
what can ends up happening here is what they can do
Yeah.
is they can sync up these waves to crash around the same timer as a mid wave is crashing. So
Yes.
if you decide to try to push out one of these waves, what ends up happening, you just get rotated on either side.
Yeah. No,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly
So
it,
if you
right?
play
It's
your waves correctly, then there's actually massive risk.
you're
But
saying I'm saying there's massive risk for red side, like by this
oh yeah,
being
yeah, for red side.
extended.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, you're good. I'm saying that it's because the mid tower goes down. It's not only like the initial state, but it's also the
Yeah.
like it's a good defense against the split push
Mm-hmm.
by being able to push up farther with it and with vision.
So right now, I actually feel like they need to be fixing their side waves.
It's a
Their
little bit
side,
awkward for sure. It
yeah.
seems they recognize that because they would have
Yeah,
kept playing up if they didn't
because
recognize
blue's
that.
slowly
Yeah.
going in, and then bot side's pushing out. Is
Yeah.
bot side important right now? No, I guess top side's the more important wave.
We're
And
resetting for
yeah, that's
wards. It
why
looks
they're
like
getting
Baron might
yeah,
be the contest here. It looks
yeah,
like we're going to be
yeah. That
coming
looks like
for
it's
it.
it. They're clearing out some vision in top side solid. They're moving their vision from bot to top right now. Yeah, because before they had full vision control over bot side when Dragon was the play.
Do we know time run quirky package? Because that could be helpful.
He picked it up directly after Dragon last time.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
That's right.
now he is he picking it up right now? Isn't it? It's a 4 minute timer, isn't it?
It's
Or is
either
it a
4 or
5 minute
5. I'll
timer?
check. I'll check.
Yeah.
I thought it was 4 or 5. Let me check.
He doesn't have it. He doesn't have it right now, or else he'd be
Okay.
way faster.
Okay. I'll let you know in a sec.
All right. Yeah. They like I've said, they've shifted vision from bot to top. They're now clearing out topside vision. Yeah, fully clearing. Oh no, they didn't get the fucking ward.
No.
Uh,
Disaster.
Now they try to place vision in that bot brush literally so that they can catch a Kali on flank while they push in for mid prio. Because like right now, ideally, if you want to get mid prio here, you want to get it up to like this point, right? So you can see if they enter through here,
Yes. Yes.
right? So
Yep.
trying to get vision in this brush literally just makes it so that if you try to over push, Kali can't flank, right? Without you
Mm-hmm.
seeing her.
Yep. I like how far in advance they set this up. They got the resets earlier. They're back on the map
Yeah.
earlier. You can see Thresh is taking his reset now. Uh, this all feels really, really good for
Mhm.
GenG. You can see like they just use Jinx Rocket to check the Baron. It's a
Yeah.
good position to be in. I'm happy if I'm a GenG right now.
Mhm. This looked so good for DK before that.
It really did.
Yeah.
It really did. Before that play on mid, right?
Mhm. Alright, so they're coming back out. Their waves are nice and pushed in their side lanes. That's really solid. Caston's going to fix bot wave. Alright. Caston has TP. So most likely GenG is going to start the Baron to bait out Caston TP.
I guess so, yeah. The package reloads 2.5 minutes after being delivered.
Okay.
This is strange. I need to find the actual. There's no way this is correct.
Alright, so at the same time they're pushing in top wave while Caston's pushing in bot. Yeah, they should be. They're either trying to bait out Caston TP or bait out blue trinkets right now. Or red trinkets right now.
And Jigsaw's
Yep,
already
that's
down.
the one shot. Yeah. This game's. Yeah, this is over. This is over. This is over. This is over. Alright, this turned into a
Wow.
Baron. This turned into a Baron off that.
I mean, that's so beautifully
I
played
mean,
by
yeah.
Gannon. Obviously, it's like
Yeah.
obviously it's like a losing situation. You can feel that, but it's
He gets out, but it's a situation where it's
yeah.
just like this is what playing for. This is why it was so important for them to have prio in both of these lanes, or not prio, but push in both of these lanes while also having mid control, right? Because when you have these things, when you have push in this lane, you're allowed to get full control over this dragon. I mean, not over this dragon, over this quadrant, and
Mm-hmm.
then someone has to fix this wave, right?
I mean,
So as
it's
soon as
exactly the
someone,
point, right?
yeah, yeah, as soon as someone goes down to fix the wave, all that what ends up happening actually happens is you either start the Baron to draw out TP,
Yep.
or you literally just post up where they did and just fucking look for pick. Because somebody has to get close enough to check to see if you're actually doing it.
When you're playing at higher levels of play, I feel like when you're in a situation where, based on macro, no matter like what these ridiculous mechanical plays you make, it still feels losing.
Yeah.
It's a rough state.
And on top of that, the nice thing I can also point to is you can point to the blue trinket range as well. Because
Yes,
they're
yes.
playing
They're
it in
actively playing
jungle
around it.
around the blue trinket range
Yes,
because you have to get
yes.
around here to do it, right?
You
You
can
can't
tell that
get through
they're
here.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, if you want to get blue trinket, you're gonna have to stand here, so you have to fucking come out of that bush. And as soon as you do, you fucking get picked.
Yeah.
So,
Once you see the Jinx are, you know for a fact they're gonna have to check with blue. So
yeah.
playing out of that range is pretty guaranteed.
Showmaker searching, he's not gonna find anything.
And if they want to walk through mid, that means they have to commit 5, which
Yep.
is not good for their comp. It's a
Corky.
really good play for GenG.
Corky most likely resets scratch package. Yep. And now they're gonna use that to end the game.
Yeah, looks good. It checks out.
Yep. No, this is solid. This is a great comeback from GenG. They made a ridiculous play off mid lane there.
Yeah.
Like that was really solid to just give Drake and go into
Oh boy. Oh boy. What have we signed up for this game,
Oh wait,
coach?
no, they still have package. They still have package. They still have package. They're fine.
Jesus.
They're totally fine. They're totally fine.
This game's crazy. This feels like a LCK final kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah, this is. I mean, they're still up 5K. I think they still feel they're outplaying the game, but GenG has done a good job of forcing them into spots where they weren't allowed to play side lane.
So we do go straight for the Drake, which is interesting.
Yeah, it looks like
with what we talked about earlier, they do decide to just take the Drake. I don't hate that.
Well, now they have to because it's like they're now because you have to look at it where the positions have changed, right? Before Damwon had control over the game, and could probably like play it out however they wanted to, right? So then Elder coming up earlier helped GenG, right? Because then they can flip the game if they get Elder, they can flip the game and they can win that way. Now Damwon's behind, so Damwon wants Elder to come up as fast as possible so they can look for a win angle off that.
Yes.
Like
also, it's their fight timer, right? Look at their levels, look at their champions, look at their items, right? A fight sooner isn't a bad thing for them. It's a winning thing. Okay, well,
Chobi gets one shot.
Chobi is also deceased. All right.
It's blind, but it's not blind.
Oh my
It's blind, but it's not blind. He knows that he cleared it. He just was checking to see if Chobi stayed in the brush.
There's no cost, right, to try for it. There's no cost.
No, there's no cost because you basically just want to do it to make sure that he can't try to rocket steal over the wall.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I like the dragon take there.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's not a lot of options for what they can do with this kill timer.
Yeah. I mean, I still think the game is still very GenG favored.
Oh, 100% on the total. Yeah. Getting that inhib down, this is not bad.
Inhibitor, Baron, where they are, just gold wise, how strong Corki is, I feel like the game is GenG favored.
I mean, it's just a faster recall for Jinx. Yeah. Wait.
Oh, this guy's just fucking. This guy's just hinting. I guess I don't know. Like that feels so bad.
Oh, sorry, it was Trevi the other day.
Yeah.
Okay, so they still. Sorry, I lost track a little bit. They should still have Baron. Okay, they do.
Yep.
How much longer?
Not for very long, if I had to guess. It's not showing on.
It's like 30.
They're not showing anything important, so. Yeah, this guy.
Nice Gale Force. Beautiful Gale Force.
I mean, this is you can tell this is bait for the whole time, right? You can tell it's bait. He's in a spot he's never fucking allowed to be, and he's also just very slightly playing towards bot side. Right? He's a little in the middle, but just a tiny bit towards bot side.
Are you feeling desperate if you're Canyon right now? Like if you're Canyon playing this game, you're feeling desperate.
Yeah. If you can get this pick, it buys you a lot of time to regain map control.
I guess it feels a little bit bad.
What's up?
It feels a little bit bad to me because you just regained a little bit of that tempo
it's not good. It's not good. But also, what other option do you have? If you can get that pick and you turn it into a 5v5 win, if they decide to accept the 5v5, you don't get the pick though because they have Gale Force obviously. But if you can get it, this game just ends off this correct.
Yep, the game does end off of that pick if it goes through.
Yeah.
Because Corki does not have package for it. It would end. I do think that their chances of winning, if they did not go for that pick, aren't actually that bad. Cassidy and Akali are getting.
I didn't mean the game ends off of a Philios pick.
Oh, off of this one, yeah. The game's over here.
Yeah, no, I don't think the game ends off of Philios pick. To be honest with you, I really don't.
I think it'd be pretty close. I think they would. Well, it might not end. It would probably be 2 inhibitors, or something.
I think maybe look at the towers. They maybe get 1. I don't think they get 2.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, because I think Corki buys so much time and wave clears so much with just R. I don't think it fucking ends. I don't even think it gets close to ending. To be honest with you, if it was a Corki pick, it's different. But
Okay, fair.
With the Aphelios pick, because Corki is
Oh
more of the
my
carry right now if we're
god.
playing if we're thinking
Oh
like more
my.
realistically. Wait a minute. I was about to pause. I was about to pause and say the game is over. Jesus
Oh my
Christ. What the
god.
fuck is this? I wasn't even paying it. What the fuck happened? I wasn't even paying attention because I just assumed the game was ending.
I was gonna say beautiful play by Doran, and then this shit happens. He
What
gets
the
Jinx
fuck is
flash.
going on? All right, so
No, but for what it's worth, I
oh,
agree.
that's what.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
they overstep a little bit. They start playing for fucking KDA,
yeah. For
and
what
that
it's worth,
turns
I
into.
do agree with you
Oh
that it
my
would be
god. Then they get the
if
one
Corky.
reset, and the one reset turns into two, and the two turns into just the game fucking ending. Uh, oh no!
Well, here we are.
Like
Coach Elijah.
I understand to some amount why Doran goes for the
Well, if
fucking
Jinx
play on the
doesn't have
Jinx.
flash, the game ends
Yeah,
100%.
if Jinx doesn't
Right?
have flash, but it's like all you have to do is keep her at range. You don't have
Yeah,
to
you do just have to
outright go
stand
on
there and
her.
look at her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have
that's
to
true.
outright fucking go on her there. You end the game. You have Corky affiliates. Just end the fucking game. Ah, it's not for real.
Yeah, but I agree with you. If it was Quirky pick, it would definitely be game end angle. But if it's
It
Aphelios,
can be. It can be.
it's
I still don't think it's
questionable.
definite, but I think it can be.
Yeah.
That's upsetting. Let me get past this. This is just fucking obscene. I don't understand it. This game is still really, really, really fucking bad for DK though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game is.
Yeah.
Let's see how the map looks now. All right, Baron's coming up in 58 seconds. Top lane will get auto push, mid lane will get auto push, bot lane is stacking and will be crashing around the time that Baron comes up if they don't deal with it. Excellent.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that
they
bot
feel
lane
so
is going to
pressured
be
to
a problem.
contest.
Yeah.
They feel
This is
so pressured to contest. Yeah.
they're actually they have to full out contest the fucking Baron.
Jesus.
The worst thing that could happen to Gen G is the game lasts in the 2 minutes and 8 seconds.
Yep.
Like if they just get this Baron, the game ends. They just end the game
Yep.
off of it. But
Yep. And clearly, Dom1 are
yeah,
also aware of that at
yeah,
this
but
time.
and they're forced to 5v5. So I think that like
It's winning for
yeah,
Gen G
Gen
for
G
sure.
still wins this game. I'm like 100% sure they still win this game. I don't see a world
Yeah.
where they fuck up to that degree, where they even
Okay.
allow a steal. Like I don't know how Draven even gets into the pit between Poppy and Gragas and Leona, but
All the way back to that mid play, the game volatility favored Gen G, which was really good for
yeah,
them to be
yeah.
aware of that, to look for the punishes and finding it.
hmm
I mean, it
Yeah, I
just
mean,
it
yeah,
led all the
we're
way.
seeing plays where they're giving up drag for fucking tier
My
two. Yeah, and then they go on Corky's unstoppable. All right, Jinx
God.
gets one reset. That can turn into two. It doesn't. They just get all right. They just don't get the Baron. Again, I'm not paying attention to the fight because I don't conceive a world where it fucking where it doesn't go Genji's way. I'm just assuming that we're talking about stuff that's going on that went on past in the game, but now I have to pay
Coach,
attention.
we've chosen a banger of a game.
I fucking hate this game. All right, so yeah,
Oh shit.
Chobi's in a spot where he can basically just unstoppable his entire
LCK finals
fight.
between Dom1 and Gen G.
Like this is a good game, but it's upsetting. So yeah, Corky's just basically playing harass, knowing that he can play frontline with package.
Pause a sec. So what do you okay. I personally don't agree with the positioning with Leona and Corki there. I think that it should be a little bit different. I think that Leona should be a little bit behind Corki actually.
Yes, yeah.
A little bit to the right, maybe.
No, Leona should be more playing in river for threat.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
the main
Like
thing
a little
is
bit to
that
the right.
yeah, Leona
Sorry, left. I don't speak English. Left.
yeah,
Left.
and anywhere deeper into the river is fine. Anywhere
Yes.
deeper
Yes.
into the
Yes.
river
Yes.
is fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the main thing is Corki is just playing harass, get as much damage down as possible, and when they actually approach, play around being unstoppable.
Yes.
Right? That's like the whole fucking point.
Because Baron is win game here,
Yeah.
and if he buys enough time to guarantee the Baron,
Yeah.
then
Because
the game is won.
his main goal here is deny access to ideally deny access to river and pit as hard as possible. So ideally, you stand here, and this is the spot that you ult directly
Yes.
into the pit. Right?
Agreed. 100% agreed. That's the play.
But
Unfortunately, Leona gets called for it.
yeah, Leona just fucking dies, and then it turns into like, well, now he can't finish.
Because like, imagine if that happens, except Leona is just safe, right? Where you get the package off, you get the
and then
you get the position
you
on
just
there.
finish Baron.
Yeah.
You just finish Baron.
Yep.
Because then Corki's in the pit with you. You just finish Baron.
Yep. I think that's what they're going for. Unfortunately, it goes a little bit south.
This is upsetting. All right, so the game will last to Elder. I have a feeling that if I have to guess how this game ends, I think they
I think
literally
DK win.
I think they just TP and end.
Actually, you're probably right. Yeah.
I think they
No,
just
you're
TP.
right. There's no way DK wins this. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna TP and end off fucking Oh wait, the inhibitors are coming back up. Mid inhibitor is 1 minute.
Oh my god.
They can. There's a 40-second window where Elder's up, where they can literally just TP and end.
That's true.
So they're playing to get their prio back. They have push in top and bot again. They're getting prio in mid, but prio in mid should naturally happen just due to supers, right?
We have a mob buy from Aphelios.
Yeah,
and we have Stormrazor from Jinx.
It's a good buy. Stormrazor I don't like, but actually, what else does she buy here? She has PD.
She already has PD, yeah.
She has LDR. BT.
BT is pretty solid, yeah.
Yeah, BT into the poke. She buys BT instead of Stormrazor. Because I feel like she's thinking if I get that one auto, I can just turn that onto a kill into anyone. Which maybe, but BT. I think BT's better. Fuck, nah, not Collector. They're too high armor for Collector.
I think it's probably BT. I was thinking Rapid could be an option, but with the way
she doesn't
fights
get
are
enough
playing,
AD from Rapid.
Yeah, with the way fights are playing, it has to be BT.
Yeah, it's gotta be BT. The extra shield and the sustain for Corki poke is nice.
If you had Kraken, you might be able to do something else, but I think it just has to be BT.
I don't even think you ever go Kraken. That's the thing.
Yeah, you don't. You don't in this game.
Alright, so they're trying to force Showmaker off the flank right now. They never pick him. Why are we burning Flash fucking Alt E for Showmaker?
That's a good question.
They never fucking. He has Fimbulwinter, doesn't he?
He's a tanky boy.
He doesn't.
He's actually a squishy boy.
But still, they never kill him. They never fucking kill him here. Like, do you see? Even if that knocks him back, do you think they ever kill him there?
With Peanut there, still no. Well,
they would have to get the knockback into wall.
Yeah,
into
yeah, it would have to be wall stun into Aphelios art.
Yeah, and then he dies.
Yeah, and then he dies.
He dies from that. But what are the angles that he actually gets wall stun before he fucking ults?
Did you just start? Right, we can talk about it, but it's unlikely. The point is that it's unlikely, right?
It's literally a 1 second cooldown. It's literally a 1 second cooldown.
It's unlikely.
I feel like that's not you just.
Is it worth your flash and R's Gragas when you need to peel for your team?
You play to force him off the flank. You don't play to actually kill him.
I feel like using your cooldowns like that is one of the only ways that you lose this fight. No,
real quick aside. What the fuck is this?
It's a great question.
What is that?
It's a fantastic question.
It's like fire. It's like fucking. What is that? I hate that.
We love Ruler in the LCK.
Look at it. It's literally like fucking. That's what I mean. It's like, what is that?
I wish I could tell you, man. I wish I could tell you.
Anyway,
I don't know.
Whatever. Oh, I think it's just highest damage.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure.
All right. Anyway, so all right, they've gotten him off the flank.
Any ADHDers in the chat?
Yeah, Peanuts defending the flank. That's good. They're not playing.
I will say I don't like Gragas' use of those abilities specifically because they have this fight pretty much guaranteed 5v5 if they hold their cooldowns and play slow.
Yeah. So right now it looks like the best thing. DK looks like they're probably just waiting for their mid inhibitor to come up to like fully look for a fight here.
Yep. This should be a banger of a fight though.
This is gonna be my fucking nightmare.
Right. Oh my god.
Alright, Jinx is fucking forced out of the fight. This is why BT is nice here, by the way.
Yeah.
Alright, she still heals with Bloodline, that's fine.
We're holding purple gun.
They're playing for burst.
We are intentionally holding purple gun on Aphelios, by the way. He could have dropped it there.
Oh, yeah. Akali just gets
We're holding it
over the wall.
by the way.
Akali just gets one shot over the wall.
Yeah. I don't hate this position by Peanut.
Yeah, I like it. Because they're not playing for objective right now. They know that no one's gonna burst objective by the time Peanut gets there, right? They're playing to deny flank because they know the only way they fucking lose is if Akali or Cassidy get flank.
Yep.
Right.
I think it's a beautiful play by Peanut. If I'm honest, I quite like it.
Yeah.
It's really good. Ooh, just short on the Aphelios. Sorry. Okay.
God.
Oh, but we get Jinx, and she does not have.
Long.
Yep. Holy shit.
Jinx resets?
Maybe.
Wait a minute.
Oh, nice.
What the fuck?
Wow. Holy shit.
DK get? Wait, no, they don't steal this, do they? Yeah, they don't. Okay. All right, so that's what the fuck. I need
Oh
to go
my.
back and see positioning on this. Because like I initially I want to say that Gragas being where he is actually
So you
just like
remember when Doran used to have Flash and R? You remember that time?
yeah
Well, he has
yeah
R now.
yeah
Remember
yeah
when he had Flash? Yeah,
yeah
yeah.
yeah he has
It
R
might have been a
now.
little bit. Yeah, it might have been.
But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I think that his best case scenario. Okay, he ults away. That's what I thought. He ults
Yeah.
away here. He gets a stopwatch off.
Yeah.
If he actually has
Yeah.
flash, I feel like this fight goes differently.
I genuinely think it does. I unironically think it goes differently if he has Flash.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have to be there, right?
I also think there's a
Like,
slight mistake in ulting and in attempting to ult Showmaker
yes,
as Poppy.
agreed. Good.
Because I feel like that ult, most likely assuming Showmaker is paying attention, doesn't hit. Right?
Yeah,
I
I
feel
agree with
like
that.
your better ult target would either be Thresh or Canyon. Because you're never gonna hit Jinx, you're not gonna hit Showmaker, right? They're too far away, and
I
Showmaker's
think
one bullet.
Canyon
Right?
isn't bad to go
Yeah,
for.
Canyon isn't bad to go for. And but then again, once Canyon blows EQR, is he
You're right.
gonna
It could
move
be
anything
Thresh. It
after
could
that
be
point? I think
Thresh.
it's actually
It
just
could be
Thresh.
Thresh. Thresh. Yeah. I just think that it's
If
Doran
anyone,
isn't in this
if
position
anyone.
at all, right? And not in a position to give Jinx resets if he has Flash.
Yeah,
But he is in this position. He tries to stall out as long as he
yeah.
can.
You get
Uh,
yeah. As soon as Jinx gets reset,
yep, Jinx does get
yeah,
reset.
and then it just turns into
Look at
already
that
this
damage.
fucking
Holy.
pumping.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
it's
Yep.
just sickening behavior. I feel whatever.
Okay. I mean, I'm impressed they clutch out that fight.
Yeah,
Nicely done.
yeah. I mean, Jinx plays it well,
Hmm.
but
She cleanses and then
oh,
flashes back,
hold on.
and baits actually. She baits a lot, by the way.
Why is
She baits a
Canyon
lot of
there?
cooldowns. Yeah.
Oh, Canyon
Uh,
thinks he wins this.
yeah. He is Elder, and he thinks that he wins
Oh,
this.
that's psychotic. Whatever.
Yes.
Alright, so Canyon dies for no reason with Baron up. Alright, cool. They could just whatever. Whatever.
Oh my
Whatever.
god.
It looks like
He's
their
tilted from
idea.
red side jungle, bro. He's tilted from
Yeah.
red side jungle in mid
It,
play.
it looks like their initial plan was to fucking get down
Oh
mid
my
tower,
god.
reset, go for Baron. But now
Yep.
they're in a fucking spot where Peanut comes up, in a spot where the fucking Jarvan's just dead.
By the way, I think Showmaker plays that fight really, really well for the most
Oh,
part.
absolutely, yeah.
I think that he was aware that his job wasn't just to kill backline; it was to zone for a certain amount of time
Zone
until
and
he could get
distract,
resets
zone
on
and
Jinx.
distract.
Exactly. Yeah, I think he did that beautifully. He actually got a kill as well.
Yeah.
Like he managed to actually get the kill on Ruler.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good.
Normally they would be able to just straight up do this Baron on spawn,
Yeah.
but because Canyon fucking dies for no reason, now they're forced in a spot where they now have to wait for everyone to be there, and it's another 5v5.
Oh, the timing's just off.
Yeah, the 5v5 still favors them because at least Jinx has Elder and Cassin has Elder. I guess
Yep.
Thresh also does as well, but that's less important, right?
Yep.
But like, it's not. This should literally just be Baron in the end. This should be Damwon's fucking game if this guy doesn't die. Whatever. And now they're forced off of it because Akali's threatening end. Why not Akali? That's their Akali. Never mind. Why are they pushed off of it? Do they just think they're just going to give up Baron for end and just have?
Yeah, it looks like they're concerned about that.
Yeah, they're concerned about giving up Baron for end and just Corki fucking.
And it looks like
stop
GenG have the
resets
same
from
idea.
a mile away. Yeah.
With their pings.
Yeah, because it looks like Corki could just stop resets from fucking, the next town over.
That is yes. I agree. You definitely can. It's in an interesting spot here. It's hard to say. I think it still favors. I think it favors Damwon at this point.
I don't think it does. I feel like Damwon gets nothing done with their Elder. Because Canyon dies, they're not able to turn into a Baron. Because they don't turn into a Baron, they're not able to force 5v5 easily.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think they need to end off of it though.
I think it ruins their entire all momentum they had. It's just over.
So you think that the longer this goes, it favors GenG?
I mean, yes, because it gets harder and harder to sideline, especially when you're missing 2 inhibitor towers.
Yeah,
Sidelining while missing 2 inhibitor towers is like one is like very, very, very fucking difficult.
Okay, that's fair. I wasn't considering that specifically. Yeah,
that's literally it. If these
That's true.
towers are still up, I feel like then it can go out anyone's way. I feel like this is an exercise in futility. Damwon having not gotten Baron when they did because that was their timer to end. They will not have another one for at least another fucking 3 minutes.
With that in consideration, then yeah, I would say GenG are favored in this case because they can just force the like if DK tried to play for their sideline wing con, they could just force
They just force an
That's
end
five.
through it, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, they could literally have they could literally have fucking the wave right here if DK just walk through and just hit this, the game's over. It doesn't matter. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yep.
They're
No,
fully
agreed. Agreed.
exposed. Yeah.
Yep. It definitely favors GenG.
This is why they needed both because they can't make a play otherwise.
No,
Like
it's true.
they literally can't.
I'm just traumatized from solo queue seeing a Colleen cast on the enemy team smile.
Yeah.
I mean, I joke, right? But I definitely see the points here, and it's definitely favored for GenG
Hmm.
in this case. I'm curious to see how they decide to close it out. It should just be a Baron play, if I'm not mistaken, into
Yeah. They just post up around
points. But
Baron. Elder's fallen off now, so or if not fallen off, will be falling off very shortly.
I mean, look at sidewave bot. I think DK is saying they're going to contest this,
Yeah.
so as they
Yeah,
probably should.
they have to. They have to.
They have to, yeah.
Yeah, Doran just opens up fucking third inhibitor if they don't. Oh wait, no,
Mhm.
it's pushing out. It's pushing out. It's pushing out. Never mind. It's pushing out. It's pushing out.
But that's exactly the idea, though. I think, right? If their bot lane is pushing out, which it looks like it is, then if they weren't going to play for the Baron, they would probably already have had somebody starting to work with that,
Yeah.
like use that wave for something, or maybe just getting vision at least or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like they could also just be buying space, even if they are going to use that wave to push and try and get a tower bot. They could actually just continue to post up by Baron to stall time.
Yep. They can basically just wait.
He's
Like,
shoving. Okay.
yeah, as soon as they look to push out waves, they just threaten Baron. The same thing happens that happened the last time they got Baron. Is
Yeah,
they turn synced waves into control topside into fucking Baron.
it looks like a contest angle to me
Yep.
with the way they're playing.
I mean,
Oh,
they're not actually gonna
Showmaker's
force it.
staying. Look at that.
Yeah, Showmaker should be staying.
Oh, he's backing.
He
I was
should
just
be.
curious to see what he would
Yeah,
decide there.
I literally think he should literally just be sitting in bush waiting for them to make a decision, right?
Mhm. I don't hate that. Yeah. That makes sense.
Was what his if they were to push a wind wave and then back out, then he could reset.
Hmm.
All right, Damwon has another window, 53 seconds. They need both they need both to end the game. But I still think what's gonna fucking happen is what I said last time. I think fucking these two TPs end the game during an objective fight.
Yep, I can see it.
All right, Damwon just is looking to just burst this through vision.
Oh my.
This is what I mean by this is how fucking desperate they are. They're looking to burst this through vision.
Oh, they actually do get away
Yeah.
with it. Okay, well, yeah, goes down.
Looks like Akali dies for it, but that's yeah, that's gonna hurt a lot for the Elder fight. Yeah, Akali is Akali there to buy space or why is she there? Let's see. Yeah, Akali is literally just there to see if they overcommit. Big mistake. Big mistake from Akali being there. I feel like she has to E in response to Gragas' E, because like I feel like in her mind she's just like Gragas isn't in range to hit with E. He's probably just looking for her ass. But you have to respect the fact that E flash can come out. Yeah. So I feel like she just
I
has
don't
to E in
hate that she's
response.
buying space, though.
Yeah, no, I think she's fine to buy space if they overcommit. Then
Right, you're
they're in a
saying
really good
mechanically.
spot.
It's a mechanical. It's a space
Yeah,
issue.
it's a mechanical issue because as soon as he E's, you have to E in response,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Or even be willing to flash because that's why you have it. You know what I mean?
No,
It's just
agreed,
a
agreed.
mechanical mistake.
Completely, yeah,
Because
completely
now
agree.
you're in a spot where you now can't contest Elder, and if they get Elder, they just walk at your base and end the game.
Yeah, agreed.
Because
I think that's such a
Baron
pretty big
doesn't
mistake
yeah
right there.
Baron doesn't outright end the game for them. Elder outright ends the game for them. With Elder, the
Yes.
game is over.
It looks like it was just a mistake.
Yeah,
Uh,
it was just a mistake.
oh, Doran.
This isn't happening twice. I don't believe it.
Oh
Yeah.
my
They're either
God.
flipping or they're TPing. They're either flipping or they're TPing. Okay, they get out. They get fucking.
They're flipping.
Yeah,
They're fucking
no,
flipping.
they're not flipping. They're not flipping. They fucking ulted Canyon out of the fight. Look, Poppy ult gets
Yes, they
Canyon out of the
do.
fight.
Yes, they do. Very nice. Oh man.
Yeah, and that turns into just a win. Yeah, they're just gonna walk directly at the base after reset. Yep. They have to reset stacks because they know that Caston can look for one shot on anyone, and if he gets it on Corki, then it's just over.
Well, they finally got what they were looking for with the
Yep.
Elder. And beautiful R by Poppy, by the way. That's just
Oh yeah.
really, really nice.
From out of vision too, knowing the head troll. But this all comes down to fucking Akali just not respecting the fact that Gragas can flash.
Yeah. No, it was a beautiful series by GenG there. They get the pick on the Akali with flash. I gotta say, I think that was a little bit preemptive going with the Gragas there. But they do salvage it. They definitely salvage it, which is good. Yeah.
I mean, I don't think this was a great. It's flashes of brilliance from Gragas, where he's been really shit and then really bad and then really good, all in the same game. He had that great ult earlier on. He had fucking like basically saved the game for them like twice. But then he's done shit like that, where it's just like, all right, well, I think you just lose off this play actually.
Yeah. No, he's a really, really interesting player. Doran, I think he was playing on Griffin when they had their original like 17-1 or 18-0, whatever. Yeah, incredible player, but definitely. Flashes of brilliance followed by flashes of running it down for a few seconds.
This is literally just Elder, where it's like, all right, well, we can now just walk at you and end the game because we have fucking true damage burn and an execute. You're basically playing a 3.75 v5.
Yeah. Let's see if the second Elder is enough.
Yeah.
End the game.
That fucking Baron minion putting in work right now.
He has used package.
It was
a cooldown,
running out, yeah. Alright, that's one. They're pushing in versus Baron. Peanut is
I don't blame GenG. I don't blame GenG
making the exact same play that he made at the fucking Elder, where he's just flanking Akali.
Yeah.
He's flanking Akali flank, but he's a little late.
I gotta say, it is tricky.
She can't go in.
Yeah.
She goes in if the R hits, but that's it. Next,
if I'm GenG, it's a little tricky.
But they just next star kills either Thresh or Jinx. I was literally gonna fucking say it. Yeah. And then fucking Corky R comes in, and Thresh is dead.
Yeah. I mean, if they can't end it here, I don't know what it's gonna take.
Yeah, no, they end. There's no way they don't end. They end. They have to end here. Yeah, they just walk up and start hitting the Nexus. Yeah. Canyon dies for obvious reasons. Fucking. Yeah.
Yep, beautiful.
Jinx shit stunned. It's over. Yeah. This is just Elder. Just the amount of times I've had to explain to teams you have Elder just walk at them is just upsetting. But
guys,
at least they understand. Yeah. All right, they have Elder just walk at them. It's fine. It works.
Cool. All right. Well, at least that rounds up the way that we were expecting it to.
Yeah, that was a fucking ride. I don't know about that. But yeah. Do you have any closing thoughts?
I thought it was really interesting to see the turning points for that game. It makes sense that the GenG are able to close it out after the turn in tempo on the mid plane, but it's definitely really interesting to see how that transpired with such an advantage for the scaling comp.
Yeah,
it's really classic. It's a classic dynamic. I feel like in the game these days.
Yeah, I just like to draw attention to a little bit of the stuff in draft where it's just like how picking the Akali on 4 makes Damwon have to jump through 50 fucking hoops to win the game.
Yeah.
Right. Where it's just like when you pick Akali knowing the Gragas Poppy are up and they're good, it's just like, all right, well now you just lose all ability to team fight. Winning the game, and you're playing Jinx comp. Winning the game now becomes fucking. You better play perfect. God, I hope you play perfect.
You know? That was with an early advantage, right? That was with a huge advantage.
And with Canyon's pathing and what he actually did on the map being fucking insane.
Oh yeah, that was insanely cracked, by the way, and it still was that difficult
to find those actually play it out. Yeah. It's so doomed. Oh yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I think that about wraps it up then.
Dope. Thanks, man.
Cool.
It's been a really good time looking at this gameplay.
Yeah, me too.